the mainstream GB violence is committed by me solely. Do you get it? We need to make that clear, because you've got a lot of people talking about GB this and GB that. Shut the fuck up. I was the only notorious man from SCA with this thing on my back, going anywhere and coming back with all W's. Let's get it right. Do you know like that?
Yeah.
Let's get that clear. Apart from that, just shut the fuck up. He's like, well, go on, my brother. I said, well, go on, my brother. I said, yeah, I've been looking for you. He's like, I've been looking for you too. Then Mallet's just gone, bun him! It's popped off the thing. Squeezed to get it. My mentality was, if you was involved in drugs or the drug game, you're fair game. In my head, it's like, well, drugs goes hand in hand with guns, and guns goes hand in hand with death. If you get involved in drugs, that's, do you get it? I wrote Every Coin, full production was 211. It had a week run initially at just the Soho Fair. It made me aware that I could write to a certain level and get paid. And when I fell in love with the arts, I definitely say it was life changing. Team Dutch posting up R.I.P. Fox the other day. Yeah? When that same PR team badding up Fox's kids, disrespecting Fox's kids, yeah? Because he's not here, when they couldn't even breathe when Fox was here.
Welcome back to Carlon TV. We're bringing the most exciting interviews today. Delighted to be in London with Carlon Campbell Robinson, acclaimed author, acclaimed theatre writer, but before all that he was living a real crazy life and ended up being right at the sort of the highest level organised crime within the UK, more London specifically. This is an absolute insane story, one that I'm really excited for. This exclusive interview. Carlon's not told his story before. So without further ado, let's get into it. So Carlon, thank you very much for sort of giving me the opportunity.
No worries,
much
bro.
Appreciate it. And how's things with you at the moment, generally?
Can't complain, bro. A little red, a little tired. It's all about the work rate. But yeah, man's good, bro.
Of course. So yeah, we're looking forward to obviously lots of positive stuff going the next few years. But obviously with all our guests, I think it's important that we go back to the start of your journey to find out what sort of turned you into the person you did and also the person you are today. And so talk to me about sort of early life for you, where you were brought up. Was it always London, family settings?
Yeah, I always grew up in London, South London, to be Pacific. Early days, New Cross. Then we moved to Lewisham when I was about 5. By a cousin who I was really close to, called M, and he used to live on Achilles Street, which is right in the ghetto. Do you get it? Just off of Pagnell Street. Do you get it? And from his house we can see Moonshot and all the other various community centres that we used to go to, like Watson Street, Albany Empire. So because I was always around him, we're the same age. He's a month, 1 day older than me. That was our headquarters. So we were just always around the ghetto, just attending different community
and
things.
Was it a happy household you were from? Were your parents together? And
no, parents split very early.
Dad involved though throughout your childhood?
Early days. Excuse me, yeah, early days, yeah. He went legit. But I was from a criminal household. where everyone were hustlers in one way or another. Did you get it? It's perfectly normal for me to see mum or my aunt in a 10 grand fur coat and a Rolex on her wrist. It was normal. Did you get it? Or my uncles wearing crocodile shoes and a Rolex on their arm. It was that kind of, did you get it? So from early, obviously, I believe, obviously I locked into the value of money and making money.
And in terms of siblings, do you have brothers and sisters?
From my dad's side, got 2 brothers, 2 sisters.
But from the mum's side, just
Single child.
single child. So did you get spoilt a lot by your mum growing up? Being an only child?
I got everything I wanted. I'm not gonna lie. From the earliest day I was wearing designer clothes. That was just her thing. Very OTT, but bang on it. Did you get it? So yeah, definitely got spoiled with material things.
And so talk about obviously getting into school and stuff. Like what sort of student were you in early sort of primary school and stuff? How were you getting on? Were you a good student? Did you well at school?
Primary school, man, just winging it. Did you get it? It was fun. But then I got kicked out, I think, of secondary school. Yeah.
Okay. And so when did you sort of when did you start becoming naughty or a bit mischievous at the point where you're sort of getting thrown out or getting in
Well, in
trouble?
primary school, while I was in secondary school, then you went to day centres.
Yeah.
Then I ended up in boarding school in Graffham Grange.
Yeah. So you were
I'm maybe 11 then.
okay.
10.
And so in terms of you getting in trouble at school, but were you getting in trouble in the streets and stuff like this? Were you already with your cousin?
I think the first time I got in trouble on the streets, I was about 11, I think. I believe that's for robbery.
Yeah. And what was the circumstance? What sort of robbery is it? A street robbery or?
Yeah, street robbery. Me and a couple guys.
And so what was it like? Obviously, can you remember back then getting arrested and what it was like going down the station for the first time and all this sort of process? Did they
I
get you
just
down
remember
there?
knowing I'm going to get my ass kicked when I go home.
But that wasn't enough to sort of put you off, unfortunately, and you carried on obviously getting in trouble and stuff like this.
Yeah, for sure.
And so you've been sent to, what did you say the school was, the boarding school, Grafton?
Graffham
Graffon.
Grange.
And that was in, where was that?
Guildford.
And what was that like there then? Was that like a young offenders, or was it actually a proper school? Was it nice and relaxed? Was there lots and lots of naughty kids? Was it good for you to be around other naughty kids?
It was a mixture, I think. A lot of naughty kids there, but structured very well. We learned to educate. It's massive. 3 different wards. Woods, tennis courts, swimming pool, everything was there to get.
Did you enjoy your time there?
Yeah, 100%.
Was there lots of London kids there?
Yeah, there was a lot.
And so did you know the way, did any of them go into the life of crime that you went to school with?
A lot of them did. I think the most high profile would be obviously Tyson.
Okay. And so what was sort of the age difference with you and Tyson? Were you
2 years.
And were you friends with him?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And was he a crazy kid? Would you say you were a crazy kid at that point? Were you?
Also, I was crazy then. No.
Not crazy in the sense of crazy what crazy turned into, but
Definitely a thief.
Yeah.
Involved in breaking into the tuck shop. I apologise. Whereas Tyson, the man there, he got kicked out for bringing in Stanley blades.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, he had some small Stanley blades, sharp as fuck, silver. And he brought them in and was selling them to everyone.
Oh no.
So everyone's got a Stanley knife. They've heard about it. That's why he got expelled.
Yeah. And so what was the sort of setup there? Would you be there for like a couple of weeks at a time and go back for a weekend or something? Or were you there for like a month or two? Or how often were you going home and that?
There from Friday.
Yeah.
Also from Sunday to Friday.
Yeah, and then back for a couple of days.
And then come back on a Sunday, back on the coach,
Yeah.
back to Guildford.
And so when you were going back, were you still mixing for those couple of days with all your friends and all the people on the streets, and were you being active, or were you just chilling with your family like at those points there?
I'm young, innit? So when I can sneak out, I sneak out with.
Yeah. And so what age were you at Guildford, this Guildford one till then? Were you there from what age?
About a year, I think. Maybe 11 or 12.
And then what was the reason for you leaving there at that point?
I got kicked out for something. But yeah, I ended up in Jamaica.
Okay.
My mother told me I was going on holiday.
One-way ticket.
One-way ticket.
And that was, so did you have a lot of family out in Jamaica, or you had family in Jamaica?
Yeah. I had aunts, cousins. So when I got out there.
So, but this must have been a massive shock to you still, innit? Being obviously sent out there as a different kid in England. Were you going to school and stuff in Jamaica? Yeah. And how did you find that? And that, did they try and bully you where you're from England and that?
You have to fight, bro. We used to fight with pens. Everyone's got a pen in school, innit? So pens, inside school, outside school, bottles, stones. Normal.
And so talk to me about your time then in Jamaica and that. Did you
School,
enjoy
I
it?
love school. School was great.
And in terms of getting into trouble and that, did you get arrested or anything like that, or were you staying out in major trouble while you were out in
When
Jamaica?
I first got to Jamaica, I attempted to steal one item. I got away with it, but I got stripped. I got searched. I was lucky. My cousin went in on one because he was the same age as me. I never done it again.
And so your cousin, was he quite well behaved? They could keep you on the straight and narrow for the time while you were out there?
He's the same as me.
Okay.
Now he's doing a double life sentence in America. No parole.
Fuck. So, and so you end up being in Jamaica for 2 years, was it?
1 year.
For 1 year. And so at that point there, your mum thought, okay, maybe hopefully he's learned his lesson and he might behave when he come back then.
It was that time.
And so did you manage to get back into school when you came to this country?
Kind of.
And so where were you based at this point? Was this in Deptford? No, at 13? Or
Lewisham.
Lewisham. And so what, you weren't really going to school too much or nothing like
No.
this? And so what, were you fully in the streets at this point then?
Now I'm in the streets.
Okay.
Robbing, thieving, designer clothes, that lifestyle, raving.
Yeah. At a young age, at 13, 14?
I was the youngest in the team.
Yeah. And so you by this point you say team, so you were sort of like with a gang of you that go out robbing.
Yeah.
And so talk to me about sort of what sort of robberies would you do then? Was it going into shops doing robberies like that, or was it?
Anything goes, bro. Do you get it? We used to rob people on the streets, on the buses.
So how would a robbery in a bus go then? Would you see a certain individual and do you see?
Do you know what? It's mad, isn't it? The first things to ever get cameraed up was the 36 and the 36B. Went from Grove Park to Victoria, but it also stops in Catford, Eltham, Lewisham, New Cross Gate, New Cross. Do you get it? So we would just get on the bus, how many of us, and strike when we're going to strike, pull out knives, whatever. Jiff, people couldn't see. There was a lot going on.
And so you do like say there'd be sort of multiple robberies on that bus. If there's 10 people on the bus, everyone would be getting robbed, and that.
Yeah, you just jump off at your stop. That's what I saw. Yeah, a lot of the oldest do still.
Yeah. Jeez. And so did you end up getting like obviously arrested more times during this point here?
I was always getting arrested.
Okay.
But the camera's been up on the bus and that kind of.
You had to change your hustle after that.
Yeah. Do you get it? That's just one of many.
Okay, so you
As a 13-year-old.
And so obviously you're getting arrested frequently. At a certain point, obviously you've ended up being sent to young offenders. What age was this, and what was this specifically? Was it more of a accumulation of crimes, or what was the specific?
I went to Jamaica 86 January. Came back 87 January, 1987. Snowing, never forget. And from that, I was just on the streets. Do you get it?
Yeah.
I've discovered girls, I've discovered money,
And
I'm part of a gang. Do you get it?
Were you smoking at them times there? Did you start smoking weed and all this? Or were you
Ash and weed.
Were you smoking while you were in Jamaica? So I forgot.
Weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you smoke it even raw. It grows out there. Stage where we used to buy it, dollar stick, creme of the creme. Did you get it?
Yeah.
So yeah, we was definitely smoking all the time while I was there.
And in terms of like with getting like 13, 14, were you not into drug dealing or selling drugs at that point there, or was it just more the robbery type?
It was more the robbery thing then,
Yeah.
and fighting with other gangs.
Okay, so the postcode stuff had sort of started at that early ages, and that was it?
Yeah, Deptford, Catford. There was two teams. Do you get it? I think. You had the oldest from the ghetto man them, and then you had loads of ghetto man them. It was also part of the Catford team, but they're from ghetto. Do you get it? On paper, they're backup dancers to the other team. They're supposed to be more serious on paper. Do you get it?
Yeah.
There's people within that team, 87, 88, who had firearms and were shooting people. Did you get it? Yeah, so that's how went down, bro.
And so what age was it that you ended up going to the young offenders that all ended up coming on top?
When I was 13,
13 you went to young offenders?
I got 4 months DC,
Yeah.
East Sutton Park,
And DC, what's that?
detention centre.
Yeah, detention centre, okay. And so how was that?
For a load of robberies.
And how was that at that point there? I'm sure it must be crazy for a 13-year-old going in the system. What are the ages of the people that you're in? You
Bro.
must be one of the youngest, isn't it?
Bro, I was moving mad. First they put me into open security units, like Orchard Lodge over Annerley Way, Stamford House over West London. I think it was Gold Oak Road, I believe. And then they put me in a secure part of those units. So now you can't get out, you get it? And I'll never forget, I was with Bubbles from the Grove, big up Bubbler. And we're in the exercise yard in Stamford House, playing tennis. And we can hear the calypso from the carnival. And we're like, yo, fuck this, bro. He's bigger than me, innit? So we made a plan. He grabbed him. I took the keys. Opened the door. They was renovating that side. Open the next door. Let's go. And we got away, yeah.
So
yeah.
you broke out?
We literally broke out. He gave himself up 2 days later with a big parcel. I got caught maybe a week later or something like that.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, mad.
And so then obviously it was straight back to the madness of all your gang and all this sort of stuff.
Normal.
And obviously you're around older people, like you say. Were you seeing firearms at these sort of points? Were you hanging around elders?
Nah.
Slightly away.
A lot of fights, as I said.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fights between Ghetto and Peckham, or Ghetto and Brixton. It was always going off, do you get it?
And at that point there, was it fist fights or were there knives involved?
Knives, bottles.
Yeah, so people were getting hurt still.
Mm.
And in terms of on the street, was it just still like more robberies and stuff like this at this point, or what was the gang up to?
To my stage, remember
Yeah.
I'm only 13.
Yeah.
So, there is another guy called Dean Wilson who became my right hand man later on. While I was doing what I was doing, he was actually an apprentice for the Yardies who were running Lovelinch. They're shotting, they get shifts and they're earning good money on big cargoes. And
Yeah, so they were serious at that time. The
he was
Yardies,
on
right?
that. I was on that, do you get it? And then when I went jail, I got nicked. He got nicked. And we bucked in jail. We didn't really speak on the road too much. Became friends. So we came home. we just set the pace.
Yeah.
Do you get, as I was saying to you earlier off camera, I realised the other day I haven't mentioned him once. But that was the right answer for a period, you get it?
Yeah.
I realised it's because I was angry with him about a certain issue.
Yeah.
It's like I kind of erased him from, do you get it? But yeah, big up Dean Wilson, you get it?
Yeah, so you end up sort of meeting with Dean Wilson in the Young Offenders, was this your
No,
first time or second
yeah,
time?
Young Offenders, yeah.
Yeah. And
H&P Ellsbury.
okay.
Really met him on the road,
Yep.
but we're in the same job, from the same area. We get on,
Yep.
guy in the road, wanna make money, we're gonna go for it.
Yeah. And so real quickly, in the Young Offenders, was there lots of fighting going on in there and stuff
Yeah.
like this? Was it real crazy in that?
Yeah, H&P Ellsbury. Obviously Feltham to begin with. Ellsbury's a bit more wilder. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you've come out of at one point from the Young Offenders, you mentioned a guy called Bucky Mark in some of your videos, and so he was sort of running this sort of youngers at a certain point. Did you sort of end up sort of partnering up with him when you came out and
Yeah, that's right, that's correct.
getting involved with him, and then obviously was Dean involved at these points here, was he?
Yeah, Dean was obviously close to me in it, so we'd be together on a daily.
Okay.
But for this period, I might have been partnering with Bucky Mark just as much. Do you get it?
Yeah, and so you and Bucky Mark were real close then at that point?
Yeah, we're rolling, like, we're getting bread in it. And I'm in the getting bread business, so yeah, we're getting it in for that 3-month period.
And this is when you got introduced to some of the youngers, Sparks and Del P and all these sort of through Bucky Mark, and then
Also through Bucky Mark, I already knew of them
yeah,
prior to coming out.
and he sort of had them wrapped around him. So
Yeah, them wrapped around him. And when I came out, I had it in my mind that I needed to take control of these youngers. Because Bucky Mark's on Peckham,
yeah,
and he was using them to make good money. So whether it's the short game or the long game, yeah, it wasn't going to continue.
And so what was the hustle then at that point that you lot were all on, or what was?
Bucky Mark, anything he touched, at that point turned to gold. I've never seen nothing like it. He would go into a restaurant or hotel, get the youths to distract whoever, get the safe keys, bust the safe. He's got 50 racks, he's gone. Like, what the fuck? Normal. I remember one time we went to Strood and we're in 2 taxis. It's been a long day. It might be about R4. Shops closed R5, 6. We ain't made no money, wanna go out tonight. Gotta buy some clobber. Pissed. And we stopped on one, like, deserted road. There was like a hardware shop and a pub and a ladder that went from the hardware shop up to the pub upstairs. Do you get it? I'm sitting there, I'm frustrated. 2 of them were out the car. I see one guy out the ladder. Bucky's come back, some big bag of paper, drive. Like, what the fuck? He's gonna bust the safe. He was good like that. That was just a normal daily thing for that guy.
Yeah, so he was quite slick with his robberies. And so did you learn from him
Fair.
and sort of kept that going when you sort of separated from him? Because didn't Trevor come out, who you'd end up meeting
Yeah.
in the Young Offenders, and then you and Trevor end up getting real close?
Bucky went to jail. Yeah, he done his thing. He done his thing. I wasn't on that.
Yeah.
We went into the computer chip business. That's what we started to make our money from.
Talks about computer chips. I've heard people talking about this. Like, how would you get into the computer chip business? Like, how did you know? Obviously, everyone knows their value, but how did you know where to get them from? Who sort of schooled you on that hustle? And where would you get rid of them to? Obviously, I don't need you to name specific people, get them in trouble, but it sounds like a great madness now.
It was a crazy era. Basically, there was different guys who we would call peelers. They buy that product. Computer boxes. First got warm, maybe 92. I jumped on it early, maybe up 93. And basically, we just find a building that's got computers. Yeah. Back then, you had 586. That's what they called 486s. Do you get me? Apples. If you get an Apple 950, that's £1,500 per one. You find a building with all 40 on one floor, there's 9 floors. This era is crazy. The money is ridiculous. But I'm the oldest. Obviously Dean's my age. He's got his rental, he's going road. That's what we used to call it, going road. I got my rental, but Sparks, they're younger in it, so I'd have to get one of my girls who are around me to eye them a car so they can hit the motorway. So we used to hit the motorway, clean out whatever, whether it's a university, whatever the building is, go to our peeler, and they say we got 40 grand worth of computers. Or early days, they say we got 15 bags. He'd be like, you go in his house, go through all the metal gates, and says, yeah, Tiny, turn around. He takes his picture off the wall and spins the safe. Yeah, puts 15 grand on the table. Puts another 15 grand on the table. Locks the safe, puts the pictures up. He's like, there's your 15 bucks. There's your inspiration. The phone starts ringing. I kid you not, my phone's ringing. So yeah, call me back, put it down. It rings again, he's like, nah, this is too much, wait there. Turn around, spins it again, book. Says, where this rolling? Wait there, he goes, it's my first got my big thing. Goes away, comes back with a miniature Uzi. Says, you need this, you're the kingpin. But he's gassing, man, to inspire, man, do you get it? And we're going out there every day and we are getting it in. Us, several other teams around London, most notorious for me would be the Bermondsey boys. They go get a name check as well. Jody Hall, Mark Roswell, 17-year-old, 911 Porsches, Bermondsey squad. Fuck with us. No one's in it like these guys.
Getting rich from these things.
Bro, these guys are on the Apple Max early. So they're getting yellow pages and finding companies that use colour. If you use colour, back then you got the Apple Max. Apple Max are £1,500 a box. You find a building that's got like 25 floors and it's all Apple Max. That's why they're pushing 911s.
Fucking hell.
Did you get it? And that was the lifestyle. We do that, then we go to Harrods and shop and buy.
Life's changed at this point. You're seeing serious money for the first time.
We're making serious money.
And things are getting serious. On top of that, man's giving you a fucking machine and that. And obviously, things are getting even more serious at this point when you've got these access to these sort of things. So, what sort of age was it when the peeler, as you said, it gave you the machine? Remember you said you went around to do some stuff, you ended up giving you a Rolex and the machine. What sort of age was this then?
That's like early 20s, bro. Yeah, early 20s. That's like 1993, 4.
Yeah. And so at that point then, when you got the machine, were you heavily involved in like the gang beefing against the other sides and stuff like this at this point?
Yes and no, not really. There wasn't really. I just do what I like, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was gang affiliated, but I was definitely a hothead.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Of course. And so talk to me about how long this the computer chip phase ran for and how that ended. Did it sort of they changed something in the systems or whatever?
Computer chip era ran for a while. I think it ran from like 92, 93, 4, 5, 6. Do you get it?
And so, from what you were saying before, I'm guessing you've done really well during that period.
Yeah.
Made loads. Made a lot.
Yeah, we ate.
Saw money for the first time real money as such, was it?
I won't say that real money. We were making real money. Do you get it? But I feel like in that period there, that computer chip period was the first time we started earning big money.
Did you manage to stack anything, or were you just spending it easy come, easy go during them times?
Bit of both, but it was more spend.
Of course.
We used to rave a lot, party a lot. We didn't even repeat our clothes. We had that policy. Fun times.
Yeah, nice. And so, how did things transcend you? Did you get involved in the sort of drug dealing and stuff like this, get into your 20s and stuff like this, or?
A bit later on, I think we got arrested for handling stolen goods. 80 bags worth of computer chips.
Yeah,
Me and Trevor, it's Trevor Denny.
Yeah.
And I got, what did I get? I think I got 3 years. I think he got 2 years. And it was during that period when I came out, the computer chip era was done.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
And so talk about that sentence. What date was this roughly then? What year this had been?
95, I'd put it around 95.
95. And so did you and Trevor get sent away together to the same prison and that, get banged up together?
No, we was in separate jails. I think we might have been in the same jail to begin with. In fact, I don't think we was actually. I think because we got arrested at different times. Yeah.
And so, do you remember what jails you went to during that period there?
High Point, CCAT. Yes, CCAT rounds.
And obviously these sort of times when you're going into jail now, you're a known gang leader at this time. So was it slightly different? Was there more problems or more beefs with other sort of London gangs and stuff like this when you were going into jail?
Not really. There's problems. But I liked those problems at that time. So it was just full on. You get me? We come onto a wing, and you got an enemy. Yeah, I'm on him. Do you get it? That's just how it was then. Do you get it? You know, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty wild. So, unfortunate that during that period, yeah, I didn't take any losses.
So you're running things within the jail system at them times?
I would say running things from the jail system, but we're doing our thing. You know how it is. And them CCATs, you touch there. You got a girl on the road. You got a couple of girls on the road. They bring the parcels in. So you got all the parcels. You're controlling it. Everything on the wing goes through you. You're making money. You can send your girl to Gucci. She's happy. She's happy on the road. Everyone's happy. Yeah. So I didn't really deep it too much, but that was just normal procedure.
Of course. And so you ended up doing a couple of years then of that free, was it, unscathed?
18 months, I think 18 months.
18 months. And got out, like I said, the computer chip thing was done then, and so it was a new hustle. What were you lot on at that time then when you got out?
It was the drug hustle. That's what was going on at that point. Yeah, drugs. Whether robbing them or selling them, building up hotlines, whatever. That's what was going on.
And what was it? Was it weed or was it the harder stuff?
Both.
Both, yeah. Just anything and everything you just shot in it. Yeah. And so you've spoken about the problems with the Brixton lot and the Kentford lot and stuff like this, but at a certain point the problems developed with the Tottenham lot. How did that transcend, and what sort of time? Was it at this era or was it?
That was at a later era, man. That was like a bit further down. That was more 97, 98.
So it wasn't too far. So this was, so when you came out of jail it was sort of mid 96, was it?
Mid 96, maybe 97.
Yeah. And so you never actually stayed out for long, did you, at any given periods, did you? It was just revolving door for you at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And obviously jail wasn't a deterrent for you at that point there. You used to thrive there like you were on the streets as such.
I would say thriving.
As best you can in a jail environment.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Would you ever, I know you said you were obviously hustling and making money and there, sending money as you go. Would you be in a position where you'd be coming out of jail with money? Did you ever? Yeah.
Yeah, normal.
Yeah. And at certain points, is it easier to make money in jail than out of jail, would you say?
I don't know about that.
Yeah. You obviously got to be a certain sort of character to be able to hold it down in jail. There's jail sort of hustle, isn't it, as such?
So everybody's got to hustle. It would be naive to think just the top guys or just the loud guys or just the real guys are in jail hustling. Everybody's got to hustle. You got to eat.
Yeah. Okay, so like I said, when you got out of jail mid '96, then you're getting involved in the drug thing. Like I said before, you've gone away. You've been presented with your first machine. When machines and guns are a lot more prevalent now at this point in here. You're getting a little bit older in your 20s.
Yeah.
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 And so, were you still having beefs with the Brixton lot and was it the Catford lot at these times there as well?
Nah, I wasn't really having no beef with the Brixton lot. I had an issue with one person.
Okay.
That beef was ongoing, obviously.
And so you managed to sort of keep your head down for a certain given period and just on your hustling thing with the gang, was it? And so, how strong were the GB Ghetto Boys at that time there then? Were they quite a strong gang as such? Was it quite big in terms of numbers?
Yeah, they were strong enough. I was the flagship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we was definitely strong.
Was Dean still your right hand at them times there?
Yeah, definitely. Dean, Sparks, Trevor, yeah, they was all about. There was others about as well, but they were the inner circle.
Yeah, because obviously it was during these sort of times, I think, that sort of the turn of the century or just before that GB and Ghetto and Deptford got a real big name for itself, didn't it? Within London, it's quite a feared gang, isn't it? And it's only carried on up until this point. So was there certain gunplay going on with certain gang members and stuff like this?
To be honest with you, every day was gunplay.
Really?
But I was the only one in the team who had a gun.
Okay.
I was the only one in the team who was busting a gun. So when you talk about 1992, 1993, 1994, 1995, 1996, the household names from my team, Sparks, Trevor, they hadn't even bust a gun yet. So all the gunplay that's going on the streets is me. Do you get it? So, yeah, the GB brand is obviously, it's growing, isn't it? Because I'm going to other areas like Brixton, my issue with Penny.
Yep.
And that was like a W. Do you get it? Do you know, like that? I'm going to different areas and I'm coming back with W. So obviously the brand is.
So can we talk about your issue with Half a Penny then, and how that happened, how that came around? What was the issue, and how did it get resolved? And he was a leader of Brixton, the 28s, wasn't it, at this point?
He was a 28 boss, yeah. A lot of people.
Another very feared gang. Sorry to interrupt for a second at that time. It's got a heavy name, isn't it? It did create a big name.
Yeah, 100%. With Penny, it was just it was a situation where we went on a move. It was an inside job, not a major, maybe 8-9 bags, something like that. And he fucked it up, and yeah, and that's what we fell out over. Without going into too much detail, basically, I had a girl who worked at Concord. She had an inside job. She wanted some dough. She called me. I called him, took him on the work, and he fucked it up. And then, yeah, and that was it, really. There was one knife in the car, I remember, that particular day. Me and Penny was in the car. And when he would have the knife, he was the baddest man in the car. Do you get it? I'm driving in it. And he'd be like, yo, pussy, I'll stab you in your face, you know. You get me? All that. In jest. But the man with the knife.
Everyone felt it.
Yeah, and then I would have the knife half hour later and it'd be the same. I'd be like, you're a dickhead, I'd just poke you in your eye. You know, like it was that kind of. Anyway, cut the story short, the move fell through and got back to Brixton. He burnt out my car and. Yeah, this went mayhem.
Something had to be done at that point there, and so obviously I don't want you to incriminate yourself, but how did it get resolved? Obviously you've gone to Brixton to find him, or?
Without going too deep into it all, like, that same day, you had to lay it down, you get it? And it was that day, I would say, when my old game changed. That was the day where I was like, fuck, I'm not taking no check from no man on planet Earth. I will blow off your head. Yeah, this guy's violated, I'm gonna violate you. You get me? and we can war every single day. Do you get it? But from this day to day, no man ain't taking no more liberties. You get it? Cause you burn out the car. Do you get it? That's how that played out.
Yeah, and at that point there, like you say, you've taken it to new levels and you're not backing down. And
Well, it got kind of messy, obviously. 'Cause there was a lot of moving parts in it, and obviously Penny's girl got kidnapped, and she got stripped. She got stripped. Yeah, it was a mad time to get it. Yeah, it was definitely a mad time.
so yeah, I can imagine things sound like they're going crazy, having problems like say with Halfpenny's leader of the Bricks a lot. Then suddenly, a year down the line, you're having problems with the Tottenham lot, and so things were really going to like next levels, and you're getting real deep in the game, like you say at these times.
Do you know what? I'm not really watching Penny, to be honest. Do you get it? I'm watching him, I'm not watching him. Penny's someone you watch in jail, really, to be honest with you. No disrespect to him, R.I.P., do you get it?
Yeah.
When the Lord, we're making bread, we've got machines. And we feel invincible, do you get it?
Yeah.
That's how I felt, do you get it? So, whatever's whatever. And as I said, it wasn't an issue with the older Brixton or the 28s per se. I had family within the 28s. A couple stepbrothers within the 28s. A first cousin within the 28s. Friends within the 28s. Do you get it? And I think that's what made it easier for me during that situation with Penny. Because the support that he would have normally had, he didn't have. Do you get it? His own team, like, let's go for this guy. He can't even say that to his own team. He's talking because he's in a circle. 2 are my half brothers and 1's my first cousin. They're looking at him like, huh?
Never going to come right on you. So that's why it didn't escalate as such through these bonds that you, or family ties that you had.
Do you get it? Yeah.
And so, obviously, moving into 97, 98, you're saying obviously then the problems developed with the Tottenham lot. But I can remember you listening to your YouTube videos where you said you'd met Mark, obviously, in the young offenders and stuff like this. And so you knew each other, there was a mutual thing. So how did it sort of develop and where did the problems come with them lot?
Obviously met him back in the day in jail.
Yep.
Juvenile days, HMP Felton, as you rightly referred to the audio book. Then yeah, it just went all wild around 97 when all the wars started kicking off. The East Coast, West Coast beef. That's when it went a bit AWOL.
Without talking about the specifics of a certain situation, what was it that sparked all this sort of stuff off? That what got you involved with going against North, and how did your side and how did you get dragged into it?
Ally from East. I've had a few allies from East. That's how I was sucked into it, do you get it? Yeah, so
So there's no sort of said violation against you or your life, just for you and sort of inherited your friends' beefs, your friends from East.
yeah, no set violation on myself.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
And so I know at certain points things got obviously super serious between you and the Tottenham lot, and you end up having a real close shave at one time. Things were serious, weren't they? Can you talk about the occasion when you had a sort of close shave and you nearly got caught?
It's about Stonebridge Complex, right? Yeah, I've gone to Stonebridge Complex. I shouldn't even have been over there. And I've gone to see a girl. But I had no machine. At that point I was rolling with the Lover Money team. There was 2 machines, 2 Mac 10s, but they was for the house because the guys had hit the mattresses. So me being me, I didn't want to stay locked up, cooped up, to get it. Whereas they're a proper professional outfit, everyone's in the mattresses.
Proper on that mafia war thing.
Yeah, no one's leaving, and there's 2 Mac 10s, and man, I'm checking doors and winning. Fuck all that. Give me one of them guns. I'm going out in it. Can't. Man, was like, you can't take the machine. Machines for everybody, get it. But I went anyway. Couldn't stay in this house there. Went anyway, and got over east. So I got over to west, and it was a bizarre one because I got there, got in the house, the girl's house, and she lived on the actual Stonebridge complex, and I just knew straight away the vibe won. There was another girl there. Found out very quickly who that girl was. She was related to someone I didn't fuck with. Yeah, it's just all a set up. Do you get it? And straight away I've called the girl who I've gone to see. I pulled her in the bedroom and said, yo, why is she here? And I said, listen, I'm going in it. It's all long. Don't feel right. Come out, and I've caught the girl like mid-flow with the phone. She's looking at me, eyes locked like this. Both our eyes had locked. Like that. And she was asking me for weed. Telling me to go upstairs to get weed from the weed house. I think it was a setup, there's people up there, do you get me? But I genuinely had weed in the car, so I was like, nah. I get the weed from the car. Anyway, she's called a cab. Me and her left together, gone downstairs. And as I've come out the door, her cab's to the right. She's gone to her cab, I've gone to the left to my car to get the weed for her. But I've gone through the passenger door. And I've dropped my keys down by, you know where the handbrake goes? Yeah. You know, once it goes down there, it's hard to get it. I was nervous, you get it? Something just didn't feel right, you get it? And then, BAM! Mark, Malik, and some next on called D. They bust through the door. Look to the right, so they ain't seen me. At that point, I'm like, fuck, if you had a machine, they'd be dead. They've come out, they've looked that way. I could have popped it off. That's what's gone through my head at that point. But I ain't got no machine, have I? So then they've looked my way. And then they're like, she's like, well, go on, my brother. I said, well, go on, my brother. I said, yeah, I've been looking for you. She's like, I've been looking for you too. Then Malik's just gone, burn him! It's popped off the thing. Squeezed to get it. But he had it on full auto. Do you get it? So when he's pressed the trigger, every bullet's come out. Do you get it? Rather than, if he had on semi-auto, yeah, I doubt if I'd be here right now. Do you get it? But yeah, he fluffed his lines still.
So you're fucking lucky there. And so you mentioned that at this point, you're now rolling with the Love of Money crew. Why? Like, you had your own gang. What made you go across to them, and how did this all happen?
Natural progression. Do you get it? I had my own team in terms of, yeah, we're GB, we've got Sparks, we've got Trevor and whatnot, But I'm climbing the ladder as well. I'm a one-man gang. No disrespect. I'm doing my own thing. Do you get it? Sparks and Trevor, they're young, they're coming up. Do you get it? But the mainstream GB violence is committed by me solely. Do you get it? We need to make that clear because you've got a lot of people talking about GB this and GB that. Shut the fuck up. I was the only notorious man from SCA with this thing on my back. Going anywhere and coming back with all W's. Let's get it right. Do you know like that?
Yeah.
Let's get that clear. Apart from that, just shut the fuck up. Do you get it? That's just the fact of it. Do you get it? Yeah, I gotta kind of get that in there because, man, everyone's talking about GB now and whoa, shut up, man. I am GB. So all these little guys before, these guys now that basically they're living off our reputation. Do you get it?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And so there weren't sort of a section, like obviously these lot were your youngsters, there weren't a fallout or anything like this, it was a kind of, did you keep them cool, you're still cool with all the GB lot, they were still your youngsters even though you're working now with the Love and Money crew?
It got a bit messy, to be honest. Trevor done something that, I can't remember what it was, Trevor done something, and I come to the conclusion he had to go. I remember Sparks coming to visit me in the hideout. Shit like this, me and you.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's got to go, bro. And he's looking at me like I'm mad. He's like, that's like him saying, you got to go. You can't tell me that, and you can't tell me that. That's madness. I'm trying to explain to this guy can't be trusted. He won't listen. And that was when I made the decision to just do my own thing.
No, then it was in '98 you ended up getting caught with a firearm, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so what were the circumstances, how did you get caught with it, what were you on by job, or was it just something you were carrying by this point?
I think I got nicked with Sean Rapp. Sean Atkins. And we was parked outside this guy's house. I was going for this guy, Charlie. Basically I was parked outside this guy's house, and I thought he was a snitch, and it was on him, innit? And police came, he set us up.
Charlie set you up?
Yeah.
How did Charlie know you were outside, or he must have seen you from outside and then called up?
Yeah.
Obviously he's probably petrified with you and your reputation at that point there. And what strap was it then?
It's not a major, 9mm.
9mm.
Star, something like that.
And so you've ended up being remanded straight away.
Mm-hmm.
And where did you get remanded to?
I can't remember, but it's been Wandsworth or Belmarsh. But we got remanded.
You ended up catching a 4 for it when the
I got a 6.
You got a 6 for it?
Initially. He got 5, he pleaded guilty. I pleaded not guilty because my prints weren't on the bags with the guns. His prints was on the bags.
Who was driving the car?
He's driving.
Oh, so...
It was a weird one, bro. By rights, my print should have been on it. Do you get it? But it wasn't. All his prints are on it. So he's had to go guilty. I've been found guilty anyway, got a 6. Appealed, got it up to a 4.
Yeah, so that was harsh for you to have obviously got the 6 straight away, like you said, and that got proved true, but it was harsh for you to have even been found guilty of it, full stop, where the driver was pleading guilty to the thing, for them to make sure obviously you...
It's a fucked up one, really, because he should have come in the box. That's what he should have done. He should have got in the box and said, it's my gun, that's why I've gone guilty. Yeah? And it's nothing to do with him. Da-da-da-da. That's what he should have done. He didn't do that.
Okay, so he pled guilty before, but could you not call him as a witness during your...
That's what I could have done, and that's what should have happened, and that's what I wanted to do, but he didn't do it.
Oh, what, you weren't willing to do that?
Nah.
Why not, if he's pled guilty to it already at that point?
He didn't. He's not the sharpest tool in the book. He should have understood, if you pleaded guilty, you can ride me out.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt him anymore. Like...
Ridiculous. But yeah, that's what happened.
And you didn't fall out over that then?
Oh, didn't fall out over it, but yeah, you just know what kind of person you're dealing with, innit?
Yeah. And so like I said, you got it down to a 4, so you've ended up having to serve a couple of that, was it? 2 years?
2-8.
2-8. And why was the extra 8 for that? Was from messing around or getting in trouble?
No, so you done 2/3 then, I think. You've done 2-8.
Oh, was it you did 2/3 at that point?
You done 2-8.
And then it got cut down to a certain point, like it was half, did it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've ended up coming out of jail after 2 years and 8 months. So talk to me, what year was this roughly then? Was this like sort of 99 or something?
Fuck, what was it? I think we got nicked 95.
95, so not quite then, so 98
I think it was 97.
97 you got out around these sort of times?
I believe so.
And so talk to me about the mindset, what you had going on, What was going on in your life? What's going on when you're landing?
9/7, that was a very hectic year in terms of beef on the streets, and roads were dangerous. There weren't so much cameras around then, you know, so it was a different kind of level of violence, I believe. But yeah, so it was just that get them before they get me mentality. Stay low, stack bread, keep it pushing.
And so, you know, when you came out at these times there, were you still in Deptford messing with GB lot per se, or was it with the Love of Money Hackney lot? I've released these times.
You know, I think I was still kind of fucking the GB lot at the start of the year.
And
yeah, at the start of the year, by the end of the year, I think I was fucking with the LOM lot.
And so, how did the LOM link up come for you to end up being involved with them? Was it through mutual enemies? Were they beefing north as well at them times?
No, I just knew some East Coast guys, younger lot that knew them, and through business, yeah, we became friends.
Yeah. And so, when was it that you and Fox ended up coming close? Was it through these times here?
Do you know what? With Fox, obviously I knew about Fox from way back. Do you get it? He's a high profile guy out of Hackney, you know, like that. So, and he was known as a rubber man back in the day and a knife man. So, he had a reputation. So I already knew about him. But when I linked up with the LOM lot, the boss for that outfit, which was Escobar, Colin Brown, R.I.P. He was just like, from the start, I can't wait for you to meet Fox. I can't wait for you to link Fox. You two are just the same. Do you get it? That was just his vibe from earlier. That's all he kept saying, because Fox was in jail. Do you get it? Then, and then I think I met him in jail briefly. I think I went to Brixton or one of them jails. Very briefly, I met him. And I remember we went to the gym and there was a little incident where we had to kind of violate one you. Then I went home, then Fox come home. When Fox come home now, yeah, we just went back to back.
And did the Love and Money crew have a problem with North at them times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the war. The war. Fox has become Love and Money by default, so to speak, because his friend Kenny became Love and Money and was killed. Did you get it?
Yeah.
So when Fox come on, obviously, he became a part of that syndicate, which was a natural step up from obviously where he was at before he went to jail, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And obviously at them times there, like you just touched on previously, there was obviously weren't the cameras and all that sort of stuff like today, so there was obviously, I guess, a lot more gunplay and stuff like this, and it was really active between you lot guys.
Yeah, the streets was very active in those days. Because yeah, man will give it to you anywhere. Do you know, like that? It was just that kind of, yeah, anywhere. Yeah, 100%.
And so the North Tottenham lot, they were real dangerous, obviously, opposition at them times. Obviously.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. No one can't take that away from them. It was very dangerous.
And so how are you earning, obviously the computer chip era is, I'm guessing, fully done at this point here, so how are you earning your money at these times? How were you getting bread? Had you got into the drug game at these times at all? You're not selling drugs for click, or was it robberies?
I'm not going to too deep, but it's well documented within certain documents that I was involved in drugs, criminal activity.
Yeah. And obviously at certain points you've ended up coming down to Brighton ways. When did you start coming down to Brighton? It said that from documents I read that you was just trying to set up a drug empire or trying to take over Brighton. When did you first come down to Brighton? What year was that?
Yeah, don't believe everything you read, bro.
So what's the truth of that situation then?
I wasn't trying to set up no empire, but yeah, I lived down there. I had two girlfriends down there. One in Worthing, one in Brighton. But obviously I did get involved in the criminal side of things down there, which led to obviously me going to prison. I'm not going to really speak about anything criminally wise that's going to upset the victims in my case. I'm sure you can understand that.
Of course, but touched on the numbers, obviously I think when you end up getting convicted it was of 34 offences, ranging from attempted murder, false imprisonment, GBHs, robberies, firearms offences, aggravated burglaries. So it's as serious as it gets offences wise. You're really on job at that period. So what you were, you were kind of reckless with it and just on job to the fullest at that time. But what was the mindset? You were down for whatever and it was ride or die sort of mindset at that time.
It's definitely ride or die mindset that time in terms of generally. I think when you're living that lifestyle of, you know, people want to kill you or you're looking for people, you have to have that mentality where you'll go all the way in terms of generally. For what you're asking, I'm not really going into it too much. As I said to you, I don't want to really touch on anything that's going to cause anyone distress, but what I will say is I explored the pattern of my offending while I was in jail. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Via several different courses, the main one being SCP. So I was able to identify my triggers and why I went as extreme as I did. Do you get it?
Of course.
I think what I will say to you is my mentality was if you was involved in drugs or the drug game, you're fair game.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Yeah? Because in my head it's like, well, drugs goes hand in hand with guns and guns goes hand in hand with death. If you get involved in drugs, do you get it?
Yeah, I understand that.
I'm now able to identify that obviously that was a rigid way of thinking, do you get me?
Yeah.
But that was my mindset then, it is my mindset now.
Of course. And so, how did it all come to an end though, the crime spree and that? How did you end up getting caught? Obviously I've read that you got arrested on the high road after a chase, but what were you wanted for a given period?
I feel, what happened again? I think I was arrested originally in Brighton, but I was released. And then my birthday, 2001, so that would have been October the 22nd. And I was returning to my bike the following morning. That's when the police showed up, armed police, chase. I was arrested with a firearm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
Were you rolling with a firearm 24/7 at them times? So?
yeah, 24/7.
Yeah. So it's a crazy mindset, but obviously safer than getting caught without one in the sort of times you lived in then.
Bro, at that point, I'd rather get caught and go to jail for 4 or 5 years than be caught slipping by a op and I'm not armed. Yeah, I was armed every day, 24/7.
Yeah, and who, obviously from the Tottenham lot, was Mark the leader at them times there when you were real beefing against him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so obviously when you've ended up getting caught, you've ended up getting remanded. Where'd you get remanded to?
Originally it was Belmarsh.
Belmarsh. And what charges originally? Because I'm sure it weren't the 34 charges, and then they end up stacking up against you while you're on remand, is it then?
I don't think they had charged me for the attempted murders yet. At that point, it might have been a few months later, maybe in January.
And how does that come about then? Do you get a letter under your door one day while you're in the cell saying that you're getting charged with the next thing, or your lawyer?
Obviously, they got informed the legal team that further charges could be coming. They may want to question me further, or they want to question me further. So it wasn't a secret that further questioning and further charges could follow. Do you get it? So I think it's around January I got moved to HMP Highdown.
And how was that at these times there, when you've obviously got beef on the street so bad going on? Did you end up coming in contact with any of your enemies during these times?
Yeah, a few times in a couple times in Belmarsh. I think I spoke about them. Highdown now.
And the ones in Belmarsh, any sort of serious consequences for you behind them? You end up getting hurt, or?
Nah, I think the one in Highdown, I think I spoke about that recently. Not Highdown, Belmarsh, which is one of Lambie's soldiers.
Yeah.
Diney. Some guy with one hand did a little altercation where he ran onto my wing with a power and what did they have? Some form of weapon. But I knew they were coming. I had a table leg, so I chased them off. But I got nicked for the table leg, they got nicked for coming onto the landing. Fast forward the following morning, gone to the second adjudication. They put me in the same cell as him and a few other people, random.
Yeah.
You know how it goes from there.
Of course.
Discipline.
Yeah. And so how long was it you were on remand before your trial was then? And how long was your trial set for?
When was my trial? My trial started 2002, maybe about 12 months, 14 months, something like that.
And
It was a 3-month trial.
talk to me about your legal team. I guess you had a top barrister or QC on your case at the time?
Do you know, my legal team was fucked, bro. Originally, I had Courtney Griffiths, who to me at that point is one of the best, if not the best QC in the game. I had him, and I think I had Jane Hickman, who's a very good solicitor. Then the dates got changed for the trial. Courtney couldn't make those dates, so I had to pick someone else. Wasn't happy about that, and I picked this guy called Jerome Lynch.
I've seen that Jerome before on a BBC documentary.
Yeah. With
Giovanni De Stefano, who was working with him.
Exactly.
On the Hugenstraten case, I think it was.
So I picked him now.
Yeah.
Gone to trial, but I'm giving him questions. Now remember, at this point, I've read every document.
Forensically, I'm sure.
Bruv, there's thousands of pages. Remember, it's 5 cases.
And so how long was your trial set for?
3 months straight.
Fucking hell.
Do you get it?
Old Bailey, yeah?
Yeah, I'm in the block as well. Do you get it? So I'm reading. I know these documents inside out. So I'm telling him, listen, this Jerome Lynch guy, this is what I want you to ask him, X and Y. And he went in and he didn't ask the questions, but when he come back, I didn't like the answer he gave me, bro. Do you get it? He let the guy escape the trap in the box, and I just said to myself, you know what? If I'm gonna go down, it's better I go down firing my own gun rather than him holding the gun and he's not squeezing. Do you get it?
Fuck.
So I just sacked him. Yeah, I'm defending myself. How about that?
And so this was deep into the case then, because obviously you're on the defence
Day
side.
two. This is day 2, bro.
Day 2 of the case?
This is day 2, bro.
Shit. And so talk to me about how that would happen then. Did they like pause the case for a couple of days in order for you to like get all paperwork and stuff like this, and what was going on? Did they take you out?
They paused. I think they paused it for a day. Might be a day or 2 days. They had to pause it. They had to give me all the documents.
Did they try and say to you needed another legal team then or something like this, and you said
There was a problem, and the problem was that
the new legal team would have wanted to delay the trial? They weren't willing to do that.
they weren't going to delay thing. Where the problem lied legally was that I had to get legal advice on points of law. Do you get it? So what the judge done, he said to my solicitor, "You're going to have to give him legal advice."
Oh, so you kept your solicitor on?
The solicitor's on, yeah? You're going to have to give him legal advice on points of law as and when they arise, yeah? And he's kept the case moving. But she was never in court. That was the problem. And the clerk that was there was advised not to give me no form of legal advice because they wasn't qualified, only to take notes. So I've got an accurate account of what's being said in court on a daily basis, you get it? So that's what happened. So then by the end of the case...
Crazy there, but pause that for 2 seconds. You know, like, were you in the dock or were you allowed to come down, like, to have a big desk and stuff like this, or were you...
No, I was in the dock.
You're still in the dock though,
behind the glass. I kid you not, like ridiculous archboards everywhere. Plus, remember, I'm on 6 and an SO. That's 6 screws and an SO. I'm in a sec, so you got 6 screws in this little box all sitting down. Plus the SO. Then you got my Cody Nolan. Yeah, who's on animal mode. He's got like 6 with him. So can you picture this box? And you got me there with this archboard trying to defend myself.
What was the jury looking like?
The jury's the jury, man.
And did you get a good feeling from them during it on those? So talk to me about how the case went representing yourself then. Like, there must have been absolute mad, like, it must have been a nightmare.
Yeah, it was.
How did you feel like it was going? Talk to me about how you did it and how it worked.
Do you know what? I'll be real with you, yeah?
It's crazy.
I feel like I gave a good account, you know, because I knew the documents inside out. Do you get it? And at one point, I had a good feel for the jury. Do you get it? Yeah. I think what happened, there was a point in the case where they found DNA on a cigarette butt, yeah, at the crime scene in Brixton, yeah. And he said 1 billion to 1, it belongs to my uncle, Martin Campbell, yeah? That's what the statement said, yeah? By the time we got to trial, there was another statement. And it said, they went to Mr. Campbell's house and told him, we've got your DNA on a cigarette butt at a crime scene, 1 billion to 1, how did it get there? And Mr. Campbell said, this ain't mine, because I've never given you my fucking DNA, and shut the door. Yeah, so they goes, after further tests, we can now clarify we made a mistake. It belongs to Mr. Campbell's nephew and Mr. Robinson's cousin, Mr. Dean Martin, 1 billion to 1. Yeah? So at trial, that's the document. So I've got this officer in the box. And I'm saying, do you know what perjury is? And he's like, yeah. Tell the jury. Explain to the jury what perjury is. She explained what perjury is. Yeah? So I'm saying, it's forensic, a vital part of this case. It's critical. Yeah? So yeah. Get the statements, everyone gets the statements. I said, first you said it was Mr. Campbell's, is that right? He's gone, yeah, we made a mistake. We further test showed that it belonged to your cousins, Mr. Dean Martin's. And that's 1 billion to 1, yeah? He's gone, yeah, that's 1 billion to 1. And it can't be wrong, he goes, it can't be wrong. So then we gave out one of my exhibits, which was a letter, a statement from the governor of Dartmoor where Dean Martin had been for the last 4 years. So it definitely ain't his. So the jury's got a copy of that statement. So I'm saying, listen, Mr. Dean Martin's been in custody for the last 4 years. Therefore, he could not have been at the crime scene. Therefore, those statistics you're reading to us can't be correct. explain to the jury how that's possible. He's looking at me. He's looking at the sheet. He's looking at the judge. I've got my man. He can't move, bro. Yeah? Because forensics is important. You follow me? And the judge just jumped in and said, we're gonna break. We're gonna break till tomorrow. That time's only 11 o'clock or something, bro. I'm like, what are we talking about? Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Break. That officer went missing. I didn't see that officer for about 4 days. 4 days, no one's told me nothing, he's gone. He pops up after 4 days, he comes, he's like, yeah, I'm back. He's like, yeah, further testing went on and we looked at certain other little records and we made a mistake, 1 billion to 1, it's yours. I'm saying, yeah? He's like, yeah, it's yours. That's how they stick the net.
Yeah.
Critical part of the case.
So there must be a lot to the case though where it's going on for 3 months though. It's
you had loads of issues like that I'm battling.
Yeah.
But what I was doing as well, I think this is why me and the judge fell out, was there was a lot of unused evidence, like unused statements that were very damaging to the prosecution that a normal barrister couldn't introduce because it's unused.
Yeah.
Whereas I was just introducing it. Do you get it? It might be just, for example, witness A got nicked for 55 knives, whatever. Do you get it? But they don't want the jury to know about it.
Yeah.
So I just call the clerk and say, look, could you give the jury a copy of this, and the judge and the clerk. By the time I just start reading it out. The judge's like, take him down, take him down, take. I'm like, well, take me where? You gotta wait till I come back because you can't do this.
Madness.
Take me down.
It's mad upsetting the judge at the same time. Obviously, it's not a good. Well,
it wasn't, but at the same time, the way I felt then, I felt like from the barrister situation, I wasn't getting a fair crack of the whip.
Yeah.
And I kind of like deep down knew that I was gonna go down anyway. Do you get it? So it's like, yeah, fuck. My mentality then was like, fuck the system. If I'm honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so obviously it's ended up going the wrong way. And talk to me about the day of the verdict then, when the jury gone out. How long were they out for?
I can't even remember, to be honest. But it would have been a minute.
And obviously they come back with the wrong verdict. And then how long after was the sentencing from the verdict? Was it like a few weeks down the line, or was it literally the next day?
Don't quote me, but yeah, I think it might have been a few weeks.
And didn't you refuse to come up to the sentencing? Did you just stay in?
Yeah, I can't even remember, but so I'm told. Which would have been about right, because I knew what kind of sentence I was getting. So with my mentality back then, I think, yeah, I would have been like, I'm not going.
Yeah, and you've ended up, unfortunately, in the papers it says you got a double life sentence, but it wasn't as confusing at the same time. But what did you actually get? What was the sentence? Do you want to break it down?
I got 2 life sentences.
Yeah, which means what was that?
One for each shooting, and then on top of that, for firearms, the kidnappings and all of those charges, I got something like 104 years. However, my tariff, which means as a lifer, if you get sentenced to life, you've got to be given a tariff. That means the time that you're served. Mine was only, I think, 11 years, 9 months.
Yes.
And I say only in terms of someone who gets nicked for, just say, a gang murder with a gun. Their starting is 35 years.
Yeah.
Which you get.
And so was that pretty much the ballpark of what you're expecting, would you say?
If I got found guilty?
Yeah.
Yeah, the judge made that clear from early days that if I run the race, he's gonna hit me with that L plate. We knew that early.
Yeah, so you've ended up getting 11. 11, and what did you say, 11 and 6, is that a minimum?
11 years, 9 months.
11 years, 9 months minimum. And so at that point there, you're obviously at high down at these points.
No? I'm in Belmarsh. I'm in Belmarsh in the block when I get sentenced.
Yeah.
The day after I get sentenced, I get moved on to the unit.
Okay, is that what the Cat A unit, is that?
The unit is a prison within a prison in Belmarsh.
Yeah, that's the Cat A unit, yeah?
This Cat A is an iris on there.
Yeah.
You've got the Cat A unit, which is Asport 4,
Yeah.
or used to be, I'm not sure now. And then you've got the special unit.
The double Cat A's, is this?
Yes. That's the bit, yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
So that's where you've been sent. Do Cody get sent there as well?
No, my Cody, because they won't let us locate, yeah, and we were moving kind of mad. During the trial, we was just beating them. Do you get me? Just move to them. Like we're in a block in it, moving crazy. But my Cody, he said he ain't coming out the block or cutting his ear until he gets justice.
What the fuck? And so how long did he wait to try to find that justice?
He stayed in the block, bro, fighting them. Yeah, just on a mad one. So he ended up on the CSC unit with Charles Bronson.
Mad. And so talk to me about the obviously the double Cat A unit though on Belmarsh. That's crazy. That's obviously notorious, infamous, one of the worst places in the system. It's as bad as it gets, isn't it?
I wouldn't agree with that, bro. I think.
Or is this high?
It's
meant to be as
most secure.
Yeah, most secure.
It's the most secure, but I wouldn't say one of the worst. I mean, in terms of prisons, because you've got to remember, in those places there, in the criminal world, it's the criminal, whether it's the terrorists who tried to blow up the bust in Wimbledon, or the fraudists who defrauded 10 billion, or gang leader from North London who's worked. Do you get it? That's where they are. So what you'll find is that level of criminal, they're very respectful, and you don't get the nonsense. So it's like you're not gonna get trivial arguments as you would within other prisons. Does that make sense?
Of course.
So they're not, in terms of to do your bird or your remand, It isn't bad to be around good caliber of people who know how to conduct themselves.
Yeah, indeed. So how many people are on this unit then, roughly?
12 or 14.
Yeah, so not many.
I'd say 12 or 14 because you got different floors. So our floor might have two, then you got the twos, then you might have the ones. And I'm sure that the other side as well. Do you get it? There's different spurs. That's the word.
And so talk to me about some of the characters like you just touched on there. When you landed there must have been some infamous characters around you that are obviously known to the public.
I can't really remember none, to be honest. Only people I really remember on there, I know Dean Smith was on there from out of Bermondsey. Blacker, good guy. Big up Dean Smith. Yeah, when he left me his Casio TV, he was a thing. You know, them small little TVs. Yeah, obviously Gary Tyson, he came next door to me when he came onto the unit. Who else was on there? I can't remember anyone else.
Gary's obviously got a massive reputation and infamous in the streets, you know. Talk to me about your relationship with
I get on with Gary, but do you know what it is? I didn't see enough of Gary. Obviously, I went to school with him, boarding school. At that point, you see a lot in it. And he was a couple of years older than me as well. Do you get it? But after leaving the school, I didn't see much of Gary. If anything, do you get it?
Of course.
But obviously, as the years go by, I started to hear about him and whatnot. And it was funny, I still didn't see him until 2001. It's like early morning, like 10:15 or something. And where the old South London Press office used to be. He had a shop there, I didn't know this. But anyway, I had a car parked around the corner. I'm walking around, I've got a Mac 10 in a rucksack, and I'm holding this, it's daylight, innit? Nervous on a little daylight, I don't like daylight. Coming around, I see Gary in the Jag. I say, wow, that's Gary. I kept bopping. The person I'm meeting, relaxed. The person I'm meeting him at Streatham Station. It's a chick, innit? Celebrity chick, in terms of done a little bit of TV. This is where I'm taking the risk, like a dickhead, in daylight being in the streets. Anyway, she wasn't there, so I come back around and I said, yo, Gary. I'm over I'm there, innit? I said, what? He's like, who's that? I said, Tiny, bum. He sat up straight, so I'm gonna give it to you up straight, innit? He sat up straight, he thought he was done. Big man thing. He's gone, who? I said, Graffham Grange, blood. He looked at me again. And he goes, Barrels. I said, yeah, bro. He used to call me Barrels at school. Since my name was like a buck, yeah? He's gone, bro, all these years I've been hearing your name, Tiny. He goes, I did not know it was Carlon, yeah. I said, yeah, bro. And we swapped numbers. Tell a lie, I gave him my number. But I gave him a number for, it was like an answer phone. I didn't even have the phone no more, but I still used the voicemail box, yeah. I gave him the number. He's phoning me. About 2 hours later, phone me, leaving messages. Call me. Gee, call me. I'm listening to the messages, but I can't call you because I ain't actually got the phone. Do you get it? So that's how that played out. But then what's happened is obviously I got nicked, I'm on the unit. Gary's come on the wing. This is on the unit. Somehow he knows I'm in what cell I'm in. So he bangs up, he's like, hey, pussy on next door, hey Tiny, you're dead. But he's putting in a voice, I'm like, suck your mother, pussy. He's like, listen, I'm from West, but when the door opens, I'm killing you, you little pussy, Tiny, you're dead. This guy my 20 minutes off, he's winding man up. I don't know who it is, innit? But I'm going in, whatever.
Thinking it's on in the morning,
Thinking it's on, do you get it? Like, unit, like, it's not even a game. But I came out for phone calls that night. Bus is flat. It's Gary, innit? You just start to laugh, you know, a little wicked laugh, you get it? But yeah, so we was just on the unit for a few months. We just played chess on a daily. He likes to play chess, I like to play chess. So yeah, we just burnt our time like that, do you get it?
Yeah. Burning weed.
No, do you know what? It wasn't even that kind of vibe. Gary don't smoke anyway. But
Was there even weed on the unit in that thing? Was it madness trying to get weed in somewhere in that within the wing?
I think it might come, but it's not really a priority, yeah.
Officers respectful to you on the unit though? Where you lot were all obviously high levels, obviously they weren't.
Yeah, officers were calm, bro. Like, they were respectful until the drama we had when they wanted to split me and Gary up. They decided one day, yeah, we're splitting you two up.
Why, were you actually causing problems or just
I
because
don't
you're too
think it was
friendly?
causing problems, but maybe it was an issue for them. We're both strong characters in it.
On that double cat A thing, don't you get observed like highly as well who you're mixing with and all this sort of stuff? Like they keep you under next levels of scrutiny, don't they?
It's a very small area, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're only gonna go shower, use the phone. It's not like you've got a very big wide space. Do you get it? But yeah, they decided they wanted to split us up, and obviously they came for me. They said, yeah, you. And it went off.
What happened? Obviously, big rack with all the screws in it.
Well, yeah, obviously they got their hands on me, innit? I'm fucking fuming, like. They put me in this cell and I'm like, I'm not even having none of this, innit? I went on a dirty protest.
Oh shit.
Yeah, stripped off. Yeah, you know what happened next. Yeah, started singing IRA songs.
Where was this, down in the block now? Obviously.
Yeah, now they've moved me to the block.
Was Gary down in the block as well?
No, he's on the wing still.
Yeah.
But the problem with the block now is the block's closed because I told you everyone's well behaved over there kind of thing.
Yeah.
But now they've had to open the block. Do you get it? Which means they've got to man it. They've got to have maybe 2 officers in there. You get it?
Mm.
So I've been in this block like singing IRA songs, innit? You can hit me, you can beat me, all that nonsense.
So how long did you survive down in the block then? And how long were you down there?
Do you know what? That same day the governor come and he's like, look, have a shower in it, like, we'll have you out there tomorrow. Or 40 hours the latest. Dispersal. Alright, cool. Showered. I think the next day, bro, I was on a van to my first dispersal, HMP Franklin. Durham.
And so what is a dispersal, people who don't know that?
Dispersals are security prisons. The Cat A's.
Just Cat A's then?
Cat A's, Iris, and you also get Cat B's there. Do you get it? But that's what it is. The I security prison. They call it dispersals. That's HMP Whitemore, Franklin, Long Larton, and Full Sutton. Those are dispersals.
Yeah.
But additionally, also Wakefield can be also included as a dispersal. Do you get it?
Yeah, they're meant to be crazy, dangerous places to be. So where did you say you got sent to start with?
HMP Franklin.
Franklin. And whereabouts is that?
Durham.
Durham.
Yeah,
and
Newcastle.
Newcastle. Okay, and so what was it like when you got there? It's obviously a long way from home. Was there other people from London in there?
I got there, and because I just come from the block, at that point, if you come from the block, you have to do a 7-day assessment at the other end. Do you get it? Because obviously you might attack staff.
Of course.
Check that you. So I was in the block. Toby Johnson was down there.
Who's that? Where's he from?
He's from East London.
Okay. So is he one of your on your side? One of your people?
He's not on my side, but he's good people. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Toby's good people. He's from the east side. He's good people. Who else was down there? There was a few guys down there. Anyway, I was down there for 7 days. Then I went up onto the wing. I went up onto F wing. Lambie was on G wing. Yeah? I was on the wing 24 hours. Imagine I've just got there, gone to reception the following morning, got my property, got it in my cell, ain't unpacked it yet. Went for lunch, come back, they come for me. Said, yeah, you gotta go to the block. Said, what for? Ain't telling you. When you get there, we'll tell you. I'm like, alright, cool. Got to the block. They give me a GOAD form, which means good order and discipline. And it says you got to be segregated because information from Operation Trident, yeah, that you and Mark Lambie cannot be in the same prison. That was my form. And from that day, we was never in the same prison.
Yeah.
During that sentence.
So obviously they didn't know that to send you to the jail. Do you think it was brought to their attention by other people then, by other prisoners, or by Mark, or?
Well, what we do know is this, is after that officer done that, Yeah? It was a PO that put me down the block with his, obviously, a few of them. He's put me there about 12:15. In the afternoon, he's walked over to G-Wing at 2 o'clock when all the inmates are out. And in front of everybody, he said to Mark, "That's 2 favours you owe me. Robinson's in the block," and kept it moving. Yeah?
Mad.
Everyone's heard that. The Yardies have heard that. Escobar. Yeah? Notorious Yardie from, used to be in Northwest London. They've all heard it. More importantly, 2 junkies have heard it. Yeah? Giscombe and Travis. Yeah? They're Toby's junkies. Know Toby in the block?
Yep.
But Toby feeds them good. Toby's always got food. They're pissed Toby's in the block. Toby's been in the block a week or 2 weeks now. So they're thinking automatically, remember what the officer said? Robinson's in the block. That's 2 favours you owe me. They don't know me. They're not interested in me. But favour number 1 must have been Toby. They boiled up the hot oil, put Stokes into a big pot. 20, 30 of them, put it onto the stove, sizzling up. Ran at them, bam, threw it. There's 3 of them at the table. Mark, Sass from Mozart, and Shaka from Labrador Grove. Shaka, convicted rapist, he got burnt up. He's out of the game. Sass, he got touched. Mark, running his judge, innit?
Yeah, I've heard Mark's known to be lucky still. Like,
Judge powers, bro.
yes.
Yeah.
So you believe in all that, yeah?
Bro, anyone's got judge powers, it's Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't acknowledge it, but yeah.
Crazy.
And yeah, that's what happened. And Giscombe and Travis got taken to the block because it's on camera. Remember, this is on camera, you know.
Yeah.
So this ain't no secret what I'm telling you. So I don't really thinking these hits happen or these fights happen in dispersed and they're quiet. No, there's cameras on the landing like you're in a fucking supermarket, bro. This is high security. They're seeing everything. Close up too. So Giscombe's gone to the block. Travis has gone to the block. Toby! We got him! Yeah, all that, yeah? Everyone's excited.
Good people.
Mark was still on G-Wing, but now the Random got him off as a grass. So the Yardies are saying, do you get it? This is within hours, you know. Yeah, the following day they're saying, yeah, drop us out. Then there's this guy called Dylan. He's a bar. He's from Birmingham and he was a barber. He had a grievance with Mark when Mark must have violated him maybe 3 months before, verbally. But he's just seen, he just moved to Mark and punched him up. They've got Nick gone to the block. So now they're in, the following day they've gone to the block for fighting. Toby being Toby, he's on the yard and he's singing that Soul Solid song. You don't know about my crew, you don't know about my crew. He's dancing and he's very excited. Yeah, and his crew he's referring to Travis and Giscombe. The guys who threw the up, yeah?
Of course.
But Mark's in the block, we don't know Mark's in the block. So Mark's comes to the window, yeah? Don't know about your crew, yeah? What should I see on the... So their argument. That's what pushed him over that side.
Yeah.
In terms of he became good friends with Fox. Do you get it? Yeah.
And so what, you ended up getting moved jails then again straight away, did you? from the block?
No, I was in the block for, because then Mark, remember we can't make the same joint, I'm still in the block.
So you and Mark got arguing throughout shouting at each other?
No, because remember Mark didn't stay in the block. Did you get it?
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, I can't remember whether him and Toby was shouting, whether I was shouting. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. I can't specifically remember.
Yeah, cool.
It wouldn't surprise me if I wasn't. It's not really a shouting thing, do you get it?
Yeah.
But then they moved Mark out the block the following day and put him on F wing. Do you get it?
Yeah.
And then he got moved to again. Over. The reason why I got moved to it is because the guy who got burnt up, his pal Shaka, had done 5 years previously for rape. So when Mark's gone over to F wing, the guys have pulled him, like, why are you having it with that nonce? And he's turned around and said, she's only a white girl, so they moved him up. So now he's gone to the block. That's going to come to me because his time's done now. He can't go G wing, can't go F wing. So saying, alright, you just come here, I'll give you a run. I've gone up on the wing, I was up there about a year.
How was your time there?
Franklin was alright. Franklin was alright. I remember my first night I got there, I'll never forget they banged me up next to Alan Lord. You know the Alan Lord?
Yep. The protester at Strange Ways.
Yeah, they banged up next to Alan Lord.
Better be a proper man, isn't he?
Proper. I got in the sun, I'm blaring out my music. Yeah, to about 12 once.
Let everyone know you arrived.
And the following morning, he's come and knock my door. Excuse me, mate, I'm gonna have a word, bro. Polite, do you get it? Big lumpy though, bro.
Yeah, I've seen him, he's massive.
He's like, yeah, bro, obviously you've just come here, but you know, we've got a little way how we do things. 10 o'clock, music, everyone respects everyone, there's this community vibe, that kind of, do you get it? So I'm like, yeah, I hear that, bro, no problem. Man, just fell in line with the program, do you get it? Yeah.
And you ended up getting on alright with Alan after that? Obviously he's come to you nice, respectful.
Yeah, it didn't really have too much to do with him, but definitely, respected the way he approached man. He was a proper guy.
Of course.
So any communication would have been totally respectful on my behalf.
And you know, within those first couple of years of your sentence, what was your mindset like? Were you on pure madness and that thinking, or were you thinking half sensibly? Were you thinking about learning, or were you doing any reading or anything during these times, or was there any?
In those first few years, I was more focused on the appeal.
Yeah. Had you managed to get a good legal team on side now to do this? You weren't planning on doing this again yourself, were you?
I was planning on getting the right team together, innit? I got the evidence, I obviously had to get the evidence together. But the situation went a bit, because I had to sue the solicitors, the original solicitors. Do you get it? So they weren't forthcoming with certain, it got a bit messy, to say the least. But yeah, a solicitor did submit some grounds for me. Again, I had to sack them. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. Big man thing.
And now with the appeal,
because I'll tell you why, you've got to understand this, is, remember what the judge said to the solicitor, you got to give him legal advice on points of law as and when they arise. That's the first thing. The other thing that I forgot to tell you is when I sacked Jerome Lynch and he came down to the cells, the last thing he said to me is, they don't like this, you're going to win it on appeal. That's all he said, and he left. Remember what the judge said? Now, her attitude, the solicitor, is, I can't be here every day. I didn't plan to be here every day. I've got loads of different other cases, and I'm gonna have to, basically, I'm gonna have to go and handle these situations. I'm gonna have to go handle these other cases. That's what she's telling me. That ain't what she told the judge. So she was never there. So by the time we got to the appeal, my argument is, well, she wasn't there. she didn't give me legal advice on points of law as and when. Said the conviction's unsafe. Do you get it?
Yep.
And they got around it in a kind of way, but they did say that if I can identify what was unsafe and how it affected them. So the door was left open. Because the bottom line is, just legally, do you get it? That was the mindset then.
Yep. And so, what ended up happening in the appeal then?
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
No, it didn't go no further.
No. And so then, after that point there, then what was the mindset? Obviously, you're pissed off in a bad way after that, or were you ready to just try and get through your sentence, try and learn, try and do something, or? So what was the year now? Probably we're getting into like 2002, 2003. When was the appeal would have been about them times?
I think I might have started studying around then. Give or take a year or two.
And how did that first come around and that? Were you, before you did that sentence there, do you ever been into your books or you're reading and learning or anything?
Reading.
Like that?
Yeah, I like.
So you're always a reader, were you?
Yeah. Obviously I've done a few sentences, so yeah, I definitely like to read books, definitely.
And what sort of books had you read in the past?
I was into fast-paced books, and whether that be Chris Ryan, whether that be Jackie Collins, who's one of my favourite, Harold Robbins, another one of my favourites, Sidney Sheldon, definitely love that exotic.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Archer,
Yeah.
another classic. Yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
speedy. Martina Cole.
Of course. Real good. So.
Yeah, real storytellers.
And so for you, how did it come about the learning that? Did you like sign up some courses in that? Was it like English course or try and do some exams or anything like this when you were in there?
Yeah, obviously along the way you do tighten up your English and whatever. But yeah, I started to study. How did I do? I think I started to study screenwriting. I think it was initially. Then plays, and then just looking at the arts. I was preparing to get it.
Okay, so it's all sort of fallen in place then, like from back then. And so talk to me about on the cat. So you getting moved fairly frequently though throughout all these periods?
Yeah, over the years, definitely you're getting moved regularly.
So like you said you end up doing a year, but that's sort of the max you'd end up doing at one place, would you say?
Yeah, for that year, I was on F-Wing. I think I got caught with a knife. And I got sent to Durham.
And what was the reason for carrying a knife? Obviously back then, you probably can't remember specifically, but is it just a case even when things are cool, you still got to have something when you're in a place like that, is it?
Yeah. This is a dangerous place, bro. So, certain times, you know, you gotta make sure, yeah, you're on point.
And what's the worst prison you end up going to on the circuits and that going around the KAs? What's the one you found the toughest, or you end up finding yourself in the worst situation? Obviously you said Mark was there, but when you've actually come across being on the wing with your enemies and...
That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I would say it would have been Long Lartin. I can't remember what wing was on, if it's B or C. On Long Lartin. And there's about 4 of my ops on there. A couple yardies that are backing these ops secretly. I'm on my ones. And this guy from Stonebridge called Maddox, he had my back here. but he was on smoke.
Shout out Maddox.
Big up Maddox, yeah, from Stonebridge. Everyone says I don't like West London. Ooh, shut the fuck up.
It's northwest anyway.
Northwest, you get me?
Is Maddox still all good now? You ever heard from
I've
Maddox?
not heard from Maddox for years, you get me?
Well, hopefully Maddox is living well. Shout out Stonebridge, shout out Coke as well.
But yeah, you get me? He was 30, do you get it?
He had your back during them times, got you through it.
Yeah, just know don't get it twisted. I got my two shanks. He's got his things, but I know he's smoky. And the way I'm rolling right now is I'm on an upwing, cool but air what. This shoot's smoky, I'm smoky, and you motherfuckers can't do nothing. You twitchy, yes, yeah, that's what it is. Right now, do you get it? Don't get it twisted. Rather the peace.
Yep.
But you know how it is with criminals. If they smell fear, they're gonna roll over you. Do you get it?
Of course.
But Maddox, yeah, definitely. If he wasn't there, it could have been sticky.
So you must have ended up getting touched at a certain point during your bid, this latest bid. Obviously, you're in there for the best part of 20 years, 2 decades. You surely must have come unstuck at certain points, no?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I've come unstuck a few times. But not as bad as it could have been. Do you get it? Listen, man get killed in those places.
100. Easy.
Do you get it? You better know that man get killed in those places. Light work. So just to make it home, I done well. Do you get it? But I think the
100%.
first time I got touched, I think I got cut on 2 or 3 occasions. I think it was Long Larton. Someone come from behind, cut me in the face. Poor Seal come from behind. I was in the kitchen doing my thing. He come from behind and fucking bolted. But I caught him quick, you get it?
Yeah. And so what was this? Was this a paid hit where you didn't know it was? Because this how more time happens in it on these places.
Do you know what? Excuse me, do you know what? He was a sleeper, bro. I got to call him a sleeper when I really check it. Cause I didn't know at that time, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But I now know it was fucking Chaos's, it was Chaos's little soldier. Do you get it? And when there was a little passer about the informing thing, me saying he's a snitch and whatnot, unknown to me, he's tight with this dude, isn't it? He's one of his hitters, and he's told him maybe 2 years previous, if you buck my man, you know what to do. Yeah, I kid you not.
Right, it's peak views in certain ways in the system there, because Chaos had a lot of power, a lot of swing in it.
He had a lot of
people like this.
He had a lot of swing, he had a lot of power, but it was political.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm Muslim too. So don't get it twisted, like one of the biggest Muslims within the high security estate was a guy called Ali Rowe. A real big man. When it comes to status, he made Chaos apologize to me. Chaos had to apologize. That's how so don't get it twisted, the game's political.
100%.
Let me show you how political this game is, this Muslim game. You need to understand how man will use Islam or use the circumstances, yeah, for their own gain. And it's leave you mind blown. Yeah, there's a guy here, bro, who, this guy, let's call him Wayne, this black guy called Wayne. He cuts a man in his face. Yeah, he cuts Tommy in his face, right? Goes to another jail. A year later, Tommy and Wayne swap jails. So Wayne's now back in full something. But he's Muslim now. Yeah? He's now a Muslim. Yeah? Chaos playing by the rules. Welcomes him with open arms. No way, alhamdulillah, I love you for the sake of Allah. So what, even though he's cut Chaos's friend a year before, because my man's become a Muslim since, that's right. Chaos got to love him. Yeah? They cooked him a feast. Chicken, lamb, steak, everything. Yeah? At the feast, he offered to wash the plates. No, don't worry. Second day, again, another feast. He offered to wash the plates. No, don't worry. Third day, he offered to wash the plates. He said, let's wash that one pot. This after 3 feasts, he goes to wash the one pot. Little does he know, as he's washing the one pot, the man got some ghee. That was the thing of choice if you're gonna fuck man up in dispersal. Stalk butter's boiling up. They poured it on him. He's in shock, screaming like a pig. Everything's burning off of him. Walking around in circles. He's gone outside. He's asked the man for a shank. He's come back in, walked upstairs. He's asked another man for a shank. Man they've gone in and shanked him up because he's looking for a shank to finish him off. He didn't die. So the man and them are like, but he's a Muslim. Ask Chaos, he's a Muslim. How can you do that to another brother? Chaos said, I tell you why. Yesterday he only prayed 4 times. Remember when I called Salah out and he was on the computer, he didn't come. If you don't pray 5 times a day, you're outside the fold. That's how they justified it.
Something like that.
And that's how the game works in there. It's just all. So my point being is, I'm Muslim too. I got my beads, I'm brushing my teeth. Salam. Everyone's like, he's faking it, he's using it as a shield. Yeah. Just brushing my teeth. Salam, my brother. Yeah. Not mocking it, but everyone's doing the same thing. But guess what? When we was in there, they're saying, nah, I'm the only faker. Everyone else is righteous. The white Muslims are righteous, black Muslims are righteous. Just me. You see now we're out here? Every man that I see, white, black, pink, blue, that was Muslim in there, is now saying, fuck that. Because they was all using it as a shield. Even some of them admitted that. Yeah? But no one couldn't say that in there. Because it's political, but I'm telling you, that's what happens. Enough man used that as a shield, as a game of chess, and I used it too.
Every day this happens, I saw it with my own eyes and eyes in there. Come on now, it goes on, doesn't it?
Of course.
And so talk to me about when you like really started taking your learning obviously seriously, when you maybe started trying a little bit of writing in your own right. How did this come around? Or did you start writing your own story? Was it to start with initially, like you started an English course, writing course, obviously you just said the playwriting stuff, started trying out a few things? Talk to me about that process.
I think I got an electric typewriter.
Is it?
Yeah, from Argos, cost me a £1.
Yeah, fair play though.
Yeah, but ink and yeah, because I used to do a lot of civil claims against the government for lost property and.
Any successful ones?
Always successful. That's why I bought the thing. I just found that typing the letters was more professional. I'm dealing with the Treasury solicitor because it's always negotiations. So when he gets my letter, he knows right now I'm on smoke. You know, like that. And that's why I bought the typewriter.
And so what would be like a successful claim, like the end result then of, and so talk to me about give us one example of one of your claims, what would it be then? So they lost a load of clothes when you moved from jail to jail or something, or lost your property?
But they do it all the time, bro. I think one of the most successful one, I remember Belmarsh, they lost my prop cards, both of them. Stored prop and IP prop. Did you get it? They had to compensate me. One of the most bizarre ones.
But how much did you get on that occasion? Sorry to interject.
About 9 bags off that one.
9 bags, fucking hell.
Which wasn't bad. One of the most bizarre cases that I had was I had a load of stuff sent into Full Sutton. And because you could have closed sentencing at that point, but only once. So everything's in there, dressing gown, and it's all designer. You know how it goes in them places there.
Yeah.
Anyway, my Gucci belt was stolen. It wasn't there. Yeah, so I'm going nuts. I know it was there. Yeah. And it took 2 years and an officer to get sacked for stealing other people's property and be sentenced to jail. I kid you not.
Fuck.
Yeah, for the treasury solicitor, then to pay me out for my belt, which was £180.
Fucking hell. So fair play to you, obviously, to get those claims. Obviously.
Yeah, but anyway, it's from then when I got the typewriter, I'm now in a position where in my own time I can try and write my own story, that's why initially I began writing. Obviously I got books out on how to write autobios. I read other people's autobios and just managed to find my own voice. I think every writer's got their own voice.
100%.
Yeah, so
It's about finding your own natural voice, I think, but that only comes with a lot of writing, doesn't it? That you can end up writing in your own tongue, maybe.
yeah, because you got to find yourself as a writer. Everyone's got their own unique MO. Do you get it? And then that's how I was able to find mine. Then I started to write my autobio, and my thing is fast paced. Do you get it? Yeah. And you'll see I'm influenced by Jackie Collins, by Howard Robbins, by Sidney Sheldon in terms of going from one character to another character. Do you get it?
Yeah, no, of course. And so you've ended up obviously carrying on around this. You're in there for such a long time. It's easy to sort of pass by years, isn't it? And so talk to me about the process. Like, how long were you on the Cat A circuit before you got downgraded, or you could get recategorised to be in your So you must have ended up getting, you said it was about 9 years before you got to the Cat B off the Cat A circuit. Was that a big shock or something like this when you go from the A's to the B's and that? And you said obviously there's a level of respect in the A's. Is there more drama in the B's?
Not really. Depends on the jail, innit? But nah. B cat, you're just happy to be downgraded from A cat to B cat, you know, like that. Because it's a big thing. I think for me, I think what I remember most about that transition from A cat to B cat was, as an A cat, they would check your cell every hour. Like the observation flat, they bust it, check that you're in there, keep it moving. They do that for all the Cat A's every hour. However, once you get downgraded to B cat, that no longer happens. As well as if you're A cat, someone can't just come and visit you. You got to send the paperwork out. They got to send it back. Then it goes to the police. Then it comes back to the prison. Then it goes to the Home Office. Then they clear it. Do you get it? Whereas as a B cat, they just send you a VO, and you can just attend the relevant prison and visit. So that's the only really difference.
But what about, is there like more foolish characters? Obviously, like I said, there's less serious criminal and more disrespectful, foolish idiot sort of character.
Yeah, you can get all that. As well as people I find that you find more people on drugs in the B cat than the A cats.
So is there more opportunities to make money in the B cats then, for people who might be in that sort of trying to hustle within the system?
Wherever you are, it don't matter what prison you are, if you want to make money.
So there's still people hustling in the A cats, obviously.
Yeah, everybody's got to hustle in somewhat one way or another. But yeah, that's just pretty standard.
And was there an instant where you ended up having, I don't know if we can cut this out if you don't want to talk about it, did you end up having an affair with a screw at a certain point?
Yeah, on a couple of occasions.
On a couple of different occasions, yeah.
Yeah.
And talk to me about how that happened and
like I said recently, obviously, I explained on the Sean Atwood One I met in Whitemore. She was a nurse. She was trafficking tobacco in for someone else. Cut the story short. Unfortunately, his cell went up in flames. He was moved off the wing. I moved into his cell, got his job, and me and the chick, we connected. And yeah, it's just fun and games from there, wasn't it? But yeah, just to protect myself, I used to record when she was in the cell, an electric double tape recorder that I used to borrow off of. Who did I used to borrow off? I used to borrow off Emmanuel De Silva.
Yeah, shout out Manuel.
Big up Emmanuel De Silva. I used to borrow it off him to record stuff. That just reminds me, I remember one time I was in the cell getting up to whatever, I came out and I put my finger under, Emmanuel, childish I know, but it's prison where life has come, give us a break. I put my finger under his nose. He wasn't too impressed. But yeah, obviously it came on top.
Yeah. What were the consequences for her? Did she end up getting in big trouble or just losing the job? She didn't end up going.
Do you know what? I don't even know what happened to her. I know that they tried to discipline her, but my understanding was that they couldn't sack her without a statement from me, because I got shipped out to HMP Strangeways, and that was after a few months. Then 2 governors came to see me and they asked me to be a witness. They accepted that what I was saying, because they was trying to say that I was blackmailing her to traffic phones and stuff, but they accepted what I said.
Yes.
Basically, we was up to no good.
Yeah, straight. And so going on to a completely different topic, obviously in 2011, your play ended up getting done in the theatre, but going back to obviously why the play got written, and obviously you'd mentioned previously that you started doing writing, obviously the play, the theatre production, Every Coin. When was it you wrote it? Was that like in 2010, obviously a couple of years prior to that, or what was, and why did you write it?
I wrote Every Coin, I can't remember exactly when, but the full production was 2011, so maybe from 2009 to 2010.
Yeah.
2008 or whatever. I began working on it. The way it came about is I was writing an auto-bio, an electric typewriter, which I used for my OU modules.
Yep.
At the time I was studying for a BA Honours in English Literature, the arts past and present. So I had an electric typewriter anyway. So yeah, you can get bored in a cell. So I began typing my auto-bio. I went to the library, got out certain books on script writing and book writing and stuff. Yeah, and just basically just played around and found my voice, because obviously you have to find your voice. And so I had an auto-bio that was ready, and I wrote to Synergy Theatre Project, asking them if they could help in any way in terms of helping me get my book out there. And the artistic director at the time was a lady called Esther Baker. She wrote back and she was like, "That ain't my field, I'm into theatre. However, read this." She sent me a script called Alima's. Is it Alima's Kitchen? I think it might be Alima's Kitchen, which was basically set in Murder Mile in Hackney, written by a guy called Kwame. I read it, and it was actually an award-winning script, but I thought it was weak, and I told her so, and she was like, "Do better than it." And that was the birth of Every Coin. Began writing it. I wrote about 4 or 5 initial drafts. It was an exciting time because at the time I was also I also fell into a relationship with the artistic director. Do you get it?
Crazy.
Yeah, so it was bananas because she was obviously coming to visit me
And so were you involved with the theatre production and that? Were you actually have some sort of role in the sort of sculpting or some sort of choice of the cast in it? Were you involved in it at all?
Yeah, do you know what? They had to send me they sent me the actors' bios, including headshot from I can't remember Spotlight. So basically, I'll get their history and stuff, and I'd have to look at the characters to see if I felt they fit the. I mean, look at the actors to see if they fit the character. But I had final say. Do you get it? We agreed on most. I think where we didn't agree actually, we had a little issue with Daniel Vitters. She, brilliant actress. It was between her and another girl. I can't remember her name. I think it was Savannah actually, and I went with Daniel Vitters. Do you get it? And you can see she's doing mad stuff at the moment. Petra Lee Chang, I wanted her because I remember her from EastEnders playing Naomi, whereas the director, they didn't want her, they wanted...
Yeah, so you were actively involved, so that must be the right buzz in that, and then obviously it ended up it came out at Soho Theatre, was it?
Yeah, so obviously after all the actors were chosen, the auditions, then it had a week run initially at the Soho Theatre.
And obviously it ended up doing unbelievably well. It was a sellout and really highly acclaimed.
Yeah,
got great write-ups.
Yeah, for sure.
I was even today doing a bit of research, reading the Guardian article, real good article about it, wasn't there?
Yeah.
So that must have been unbelievable for you at them times there where you were. Obviously you must have been really proud of yourself. Obviously in your past career and stuff like this, there wasn't sort of probably a feeling other than sort of children's stuff like this that you would have probably got, so it must have been quite overwhelming feeling, in jail having achieved something so much.
Yeah, for sure. It was a long process, a lot of hard work. It was ridiculous. Left me emotionally and mentally drained to write that script. Because by the end, I'm sure I'd done maybe 7, if not 8 drafts. But once it opened and all the tickets sold out before the first night, and then the reviews were like, obviously a proud moment, but didn't base in that too long. I was more focused on trying to write some more scripts, so when I was released, I would have.
Next things in the pipeline. That obviously gave you obviously in order to do that you must have had the love for writing, but now obviously you knew you could be successful. Was that like a life-changing turning point moment as well? So until you have some success, you don't know surely how your stuff's going to be taken in.
Yeah, 100%. You can write something and believe in it or whatever. I didn't really expect that, but I knew the script was good because I the amount of work that I put into it. So definitely it made me aware that I could write to a certain level and get paid, and where I fell in love with the arts, the art of creating story and character, and watching actors blow life into these characters. I'd definitely say it was life changing.
Yeah, big things. And off the back of that, was there lots of people obviously I'm sure got in touch with you? Obviously it was probably hard for them, obviously when you're in jail still, but did you have people who wrote to you or Did any opportunities come for it, or did you like get?
A few opportunities came in, and straight away. The lead actor was a guy called Clifford Samuels. I didn't know this. The agent actually told me this, but he advised his agent, which was a guy called Philippe Carlon, to sign me. So Philippe watched the play, and then he wrote to me saying he wanted to sign me, blah blah blah. And I did sign with him. A lady called Claire Slater from Rare Day, she wrote to me, and she was like, "Yeah, thank you for introducing me to a world that I would have never known about." And Rare Day was like a headhunting company for Channel 4, so she asked for my permission to pitch my work to Channel 4. So yeah, all sorts happens.
Big things. And so then what was the next step then? What were you working on next then, after obviously, I'm sure you had a little bit of time to recover after the theatre thing and sort of chill out for a second, and then what was your next project then after that?
I was just writing scripts, whether they were play scripts, majority were film scripts, and obviously I was forever tightening up the autobio, which you guys are now getting as audiobooks. But that was the bio, and that's why it's so tight to get. I worked so long on it to make sure,
Of course.
it had that X factor.
And so what you said, you've written a load more theatre scripts and you've written a
Yeah,
load of film scripts.
I was just writing a load of, after
scripts
every
as well.
coin, I was writing a load of scripts, film scripts. But I made a decision in my head that I didn't want to have any more theatre productions, or because I know I was going home soon by now, do you get it? In a few years. I didn't want to put on another theatre show and I wasn't there. Because even though they recorded it for me and I got to watch it on DVD.
That was what actually was the next question I was going to ask you. So that
Yeah.
must have been. When did you get to watch that? At the time while you were in jail, they managed to send the DVD into you, or did you have to wait years to watch it?
No, they sent it in. They were allowed to
Yeah.
send it in.
And so that must have been alright buzz watching that, like I say. At that
Yeah.
time. Were you happy? You were happy of how it came out and that, and it was what you envisaged?
Yeah, 100%.
But you would have rather been there to obviously have a hand.
Yeah,
on
at
it?
least one of the days I would have liked to have been there, but we moved.
Not possible at them times.
It wasn't possible.
And so, obviously, if you'd been outside your life, I'm sure would have literally taken a whole different space at that times fully. But obviously, you're still in jail, having to deal with everyday drama of jail and all that sort of stuff. So, I'm sure you're still having your scrapes and scraps in jail, no? During them times, in the Cat Bs, moving around the system.
For sure.
Yeah. And obviously, you end up working your way through those times over 5-6 years, getting to the season, then by 2016 you end up getting to DCAT. Yeah, was it 2016? I think you said previously to me.
First time, yeah, I think about 2016 the first time.
First time, right? Well, you end up getting chucked back afterwards. So you end up getting DCAT initially, then in 2016. And which DCAT was this?
I went to North Sea Camp from Stockholm.
Okay.
No, from Lincoln, sorry.
And obviously that must have been a whole different sort of, even a bigger step from the A to B as such, going from the C's to the D's, because there's no fences. It's freedom, isn't it? You can leave at any point. It's literally.
Yeah, 100%.
Test of responsibility.
There literally was no fence. It had just a barrier, like size of my hand, like a car park. That was it. There was no fence. But yeah, you just go with it, man. DCAT. You worked hard to get there, so you're mentally ready. You got your plan, what you're gonna do. You know what not to do.
So you start having day releases and get onto weekend releases potentially, or
I
any
did.
jobs or
I
anything?
was there for 9 months, and I had day releases. I was supposed to get my own leave soon, and then the place was just a bit reckless at the time. But what's basically happened is the outside security teams come. They've come for fucking to search whoever, and I'm one of the targets. So I was in the gym and someone's gonna tell me, yo, DST, outside DST on the national search team, they're here, they're looking for you. I'm like, "Ah, cool." So I went to them. Do you get it? I went to them, they took me to reception, made me sit on the chair, they're saying the chair's going off. Yeah, the pole's going off, everything's going off, yeah? Anyway, they made a decision, they're shipping me out because they're saying I've got a phone. I'm saying I haven't got a phone. They ship me to Lincoln. I get to Lincoln, I sit on the chair don't go off. Go past the pole don't go off. Yeah? So now when I get up on the wing, I'm telling my, not that day, the following day, I'm telling my lawyer like, yo, it's a setup thing, innit? There was no phone. So cut the story short, after being there for 6 months, I got sent back to a DCAP and I went to HMP Ford. So it would have actually been, DCAP would have been 17, I think 17.
Yeah, and how was Ford then? Obviously down by the sea, nice part of the world.
Yeah, but you know what? HMP Ford was alright. You got billets, I think 12, 14 guys on each billet. It's like an army base, isn't it? But you know what? And that was the hottest summer, it was very hot that summer.
Sure. Nice to be in DCAP rather than locked up, where you could be outside and do whatever you
come
do.
on man, you're out, you're going home. I was going on home leaves as well. I had 3 home leaves. And then I was kicked out after, again, 9 months.
Why?
Someone, I didn't know at the time, but I know now that someone kept, just basically someone was giving information that I had a telephone and I had a mobile without going into too deep, do you get it? And I didn't. They didn't find one either. I still got shipped out for allegedly maybe having a mobile phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what happened? You eventually end up getting released from the B or C CAT, was it BC CAT?
Yeah, I got kicked out of there. I went to HMP Lewis.
Yeah.
And then that was like November the 1st, 2018. I remember the day.
Big day for you.
Yeah, and I didn't go home until October the 4th, 2019. So I got another 11 months in close conditions.
Yeah. And so how long at that point there, by the time you got home then in October, how long had you served?
17 years, 11 months.
17 years.
Call it 18 years, really.
Fucking hell.
Mm.
Crazy. And so talk to me about obviously getting out, how hard the adjustment was straight away. Obviously it must have been, I know people who've done half that time who found it real hard coming out. Must be an adjustment process, no?
Yeah, for sure, but that's what DCAP's for, isn't it? Especially I'm in HMP North Sea Camp. That's what you get those day releases for, it to go out and readjust to being in the community or going to the shops or ordering things yourself to get it. So when you eventually do get out, it's not it's not a shock to you. They've even got houses, apartments in North Sea Camp where you no longer eat in the prison. You got to buy your own shopping, you cook, you get it. Again, preparation for, so yeah, definitely a lot of adjustments. Getting used to normal things like, going to the local store and self-serving.
Of course.
Do you get it? Like, what the fuck? But yeah, but that the DCATs help you.
Yeah.
Because you're going out so often that those little stumbles or insecurities that you may have, they're ironed out by the time you get out.
Yeah, and when you landed, did you try and were you back into London straight away?
No, I was in Brighton.
Brighton. So that's probably better for you. And then in terms of touching base back with all your friends and stuff like this, or former gang members, or sort of people with criminal ties, stuff like this? Were you quite cautious about who you're around straight away and all this sort of stuff?
Yeah, I was then and I still am. I don't have it with criminals. Or for my friends from my old lifestyle. That's not where I'm at, so it's pointless. It's pointless being around people who are active, or in one way or another, whether it's active with guns on the streets or with drugs or fraud or whatever. If you're not on that, it doesn't make any sense. Do you know what? I watched the podcast today, Tricky, doing an RIP tribute to iPop, and he touched on the same issue in terms of he doesn't like to be around people who have that energy because he's not on that, so it puts him at a disadvantage. So he avoids, and I'm like that. I've been like that for a while. So you get it? In terms of, if you're on the roads, you're on the roads. I'm not on the roads. So there's no need for me to be around you or for you to be phoning me. Don't get me wrong, people do contact me on social media about the stories or whatever, and I will engage, but away from social media, nah.
So what about when you landed to people like Fox and that? Were you keeping up with him and that? Were you touch base with, obviously, your
Fox, 100%, but I think before, do you know what, I didn't speak to Fox about 3-4 years, whatever, until 2018? It was 2018 when I was in Ford. Yeah, 2018. I got his number via Toby Johnson, who got it off of Shane, I believe. And that was just before he got nicked. Then he got nicked. But I was speaking to him before he come out, do you get it? And the reason why I was engaging with him was because as I've said on my platform, before he came out, his whole thing was Dutch. That's it. I'm gonna put everything into this project and I'm gonna make it happen. He wasn't talking I'm gonna sell drugs or he wasn't talking none of that stuff, do you get it? So I could fuck with him because his mindset was, but it wasn't really about linking him. Cool. Again, I've just done too long to be linking someone who's maybe gonna change or maybe gonna make the right decisions. I didn't know that at the time. Do you get it? So it was more on the phone.
And talking about your situation, having come out after 20 years closed to behind the door, do you still feel like at that time, obviously a couple of years ago, maybe still to this day, do you still have to be cautious about where you go, or keep your head down slightly to a degree, or be aware to a degree from enemies from your past? Obviously, I'm sure in the past you obviously did do bad things to people. You no fears about this past stuff or anything coming back?
Nah, it's all good.
Yeah, I'm sure, obviously, if you've got through nearly 20 years in the system and that, I'm sure you've come across most of your enemies or anyone during them times there where you can't get away, you're all locked under one roof, so being out in the big open world, there's no fear of that, obviously.
I didn't really have that many enemies, I don't think, personally. Don't get me wrong, you get people who claim to be enemies. I know people who have made themselves a victim of mine when I've never even seen them on the road, just to be a part of the picture. Do you get it? But it's only one firm I was really going head to head with.
And talk to me about your two books then, and so when the first book came out and thinking behind that, how happy happy you were with the response, how it came out. Talk to me about the whole thing when the first book came out. Obviously, a product of my environment, book number 1, which I heavily recommend people, is great books and very, very gripping. It's sort of stuff you can't stop listening to. And yeah, I give you props for that. Congratulations. So talk to me about product of environment, book number 1.
Yeah, when I came out 2019, I decided, you know what, I had it there already, it's the autobio. So I just took a section off and recorded a product of my environment, book 1. Real life TV, they posted it, and he had an audience, and they liked it. And yeah, it done well. It sold a lot of units, and people liked it. Yeah, definitely.
It should have done a lot more. I think there's a lot of people out there who obviously didn't know about it, and hopefully it should still sell a lot more as time goes on. And so obviously you were happy with the response from the book, and
Yeah, 100%.
yeah. And how did you sort of self-publish it?
Yeah, book 1. Yeah, we self-published it. Excuse me. Book 2.
And sorry to check. Is there a hardback to book 1?
No,
Why not? And is there gonna be ever?
not to book 1, but to my old autobio. There will be. Yeah.
Okay, so that's sort of like a prelude. There is going to be a main hardback book, the full, bigger one then.
Full one.
And then let's move on to obviously book number 2 then. And so when did that end up dropping? Obviously this one caused a lot more noise in certain ways, didn't it? So.
Yeah, book 2 I done when I was on recall.
And why'd you get recalled to?
I'm not gonna go into that, but all I would say is that my probation officer who recalled me at the time no longer works in that position.
Okay.
And had to leave her job.
And so what date was it that the
And the reason why I'm going into that is because there's a civil case pending for unlawful recall and breach of Article 5. So it's, yeah.
Say no more, we don't want to mess up the case, and when the time's right, and obviously all that's being through the system, then we can shed light on it and hopefully sit down again and you can shed light on the injustices within the system. And so when did book number 2 come out? What date was it then? Roughly.
I can't even tell you what month, bro.
So this is in 2020 though, yeah?
2020, yeah, I think it was 2020.
And obviously,
late 2020, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, in June of 2020, Fox ended up getting killed. And so, talk to me about how that affected you. Obviously, you and Fox being real close at certain points. Was it a big blow to you? Was this someone you were planning to have in your life when you got out? Obviously, you said you were chatting to him and he was trying to do a music thing, and obviously, there was a bond there, no?
Yeah, 100%, bro. But it was like, yeah. Obviously, I heard it. When I heard, I remember my window was open and I was on my bed writing. I was in hideout, and I heard something about a knife. No, sorry, a gun. And I heard him say Dutch. And I heard him say party. But that was it. I didn't hear anything about anyone got shot or. I'm hearing the last of the conversation, do you get it? I wasn't paying it any mind. So I didn't pay it no more attention. And the following morning, again I was writing on my bed. It was early, maybe 8:30 or 9. And that's when they said that a 50-year-old man had been shot. And I knew he had just turned 50, do you get it? Because he just missed his birthday. I think he was, before he came out, I think he came out, when did he come out? He might come out late October. Or early November 2019, but he just missed his birthday. Did you get it? So I remembered that. But yeah, it was one of those ones like he was around people he wasn't supposed to be around, so it wasn't surprising, but it was definitely usually frustrating.
So do you think he got sort of set up by people around him? Obviously, he had people around him that didn't have his best interest at heart. So
I don't know about getting set up, but I know. I tell you, you know what? With this, I tend not to go too deep. Do you get it? Obviously, I give a couple little, like the audio book for free. I go in. Do you get it? I might wake up that day and say, "Fuck it, man." But it's one of them ones there where, look, everyone knows who slapped my man, innit? Like, yeah, 5-0, they're looking for my man, innit? They put on Crime Watch, innit? Do you get it? But it's a funny one, because for me, I know Donnie, and I know Donnie's a little snitch, you get me? So I know my niggas up there, like, pissed that, like, an itch licked him down, you know, like that. And then you gotta remember, for me, when I'm sitting there, I've been watching this team for a second. And there's always someone in that team itching. If it's not C1, it's ends. If it's not ends, it's someone else, Mark. If it's not, it's just acceptable, and you just got to accept that that's the snitch gang, and do you get it? So it's like, it's not even worth addressing, bro. It's pointless. Just R.I.P. Fox, you get it?
yeah, but you kind of obviously, like you say, you did kind of address certain points of it in your book. And so talk to me about when the book came out. Obviously that must have made a lot of noise. Well, it did make a lot of noise, and again, unbelievable book. I've listened to it for a few times, I can't lie, and highly recommend that to anyone. Obviously all the links are going to be in the description box below.
Yeah.
And so talk to me about that book then.
Book 2 was a madness, because I'm in HMP Hideout.
Yeah.
Fox has just dropped. I want to put a little tribute out to him. Obviously I can't record. So what I had to do is I put an ad out for actor on starnow.com. And I don't know, maybe 300 actors came back, yeah? It was a lot. And then I gave them the task, like basically my PA, Natasha, at the time, she downloaded this app where you could record the phone call. So basically she's recording the call while I read, just say a chapter, in the style that I want it. And I give it to all 300 actors. And say, look, whoever gets it the closest, if you get the closest to this, that's what I'm going with, do you get it? And it so happens that the first person to come back was the most decorated actor and the best, and that was Dean Kirby, who ended up narrating it. So it was a case of I read the old book. Once I picked the actor, I read the old book over the phone. She recorded it. Then she'd send it to the transcriber, who would listen to what I've said and then write the script. It'd go back to the PA, who would read it to me. Once I was sure that it was what it was supposed to be, then we would send it a few chapters at a time to the actor, who would record it, send it back to the PA, who would play it for me. I would listen to it, make sure it's 30, then it goes to the sound engineer, who does the sound effects, and that's how we made book 2 and published it right when I was in that prison cell.
It's well made. I really like it. Like I said, it's so gripping in terms of the words and obviously the speech you use and the sound for everything's. But were you happy with Matey on it, his voice and?
I was happy with his voice. I was happy with his style. Over happy. I think he's a talented actor. Obviously, he struggled with to use patois or certain.
Was he white?
He was a white fella, yeah.
Yeah.
To use certain slangs.
He did sound white.
Yeah, he sounded like a Cockney fella.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he done a good job.
He did do a good job. It didn't affect how I enjoyed it. Obviously, just I thought he did sound like he was white still, but it didn't affect how I enjoyed it. But obviously, it would have been better with you. But obviously, circumstances were what they were. And didn't you mention to me the other day that you might be re-releasing it? You're going with your own voice?
Yeah, I'm gonna re-record it and re-release it for free of charge.
Yeah, that'd be unbelievable as well. So I look forward to seeing that come out. And so, talk to me about the response then from the second book. Then there must have been obviously lots of positive. It's making lots of noise, getting lots of views, and obviously there must have been a few upset people at the same time. Obviously, there were some revelations, and obviously good and bad for different people in the book. Talk to me about the whole Dutchavelli situation within the book and how you end up. Were you speaking to Fox the whole time, like while you were in jail, while he came out? You in constant contact with him, so you knew what was going on within their circle and within the situations?
In terms of reaction to the book, I think first person to react with it is the book and the documentary promo was Del P. He was the first one to react. And obviously he went nuts because I pointed out in a documentary promo that he pointed out his Cody on the M charge. But what's basically happened, bro, is I've dropped that and I asked Big Ego to post it and they posted it, yeah? Now what a lot of people don't understand is I don't run my social media. People seem to think I run my social media. The amount of messages I get on a daily basis and people think they're talking to me. The people running my social media, whether it's my cousin might run it some days, or the PA might run it, or the social media manager might run it, the guy who does all the posting. And they play games with these people. But they think they're speaking to me. Anyway, I'm inside, I ain't got no phone. My PA's got my phone. Yeah? So I might not, well, a lot of messages I won't get in real time. I might phone every hour. But there'll be times I'm on the phone for 3 hours with her, do you get it? And what's happened is Del P has asked Big Ego to post his response to me, which is a very disrespectful, fabricated, manufactured, spiteful response. Big Ego sent it to me, yeah? He sent it to my WhatsApp saying, Del P's asked me to post this, question mark. Obviously my PA, I don't know if she was out or whatever, or I was sleeping, whatever, but we didn't speak till the morning. Biden has posted it. Yeah, so I've gone off my I've gone off my nuts. Like, we did, what's, do you get it? See, he ended up pulling both, yeah? But I was kind of pissed, and I was kind of pissed because it was like, one, I found out they kind of knew each other. Do you get it? Two, what he's talking is a load of nonsense. I.e., what did he say? P go threw a brick in my face. No, he didn't. Nobody threw a brick in my face. You made it all up. If anyone threw a brick in my face, it wouldn't be a secret that only you know. It'd be something we all know. Do you get it? I'm very public like that in terms of, do you know like that? If someone, that's you're getting ratings for that. You're talking nonsense. Then the next thing he was like, him and Sparks was running GB in 1993. No, you wasn't. He was like 13. What are you talking about? I'm like 20. Are you crazy? Then there was another thing. He ran me down with a knife and I was running. No, you never.
Obviously another falsity.
False statement, bro. Do you know what you think? We was in Belmarsh. Not Belmarsh. Yeah, we was in Belmarsh. We were in the yard. I remember being with my cold E. And my man's come on the yard. And he saw me, he's got boomy, he took his jacket off and wrapped it around his hand, you get it? Like he's gonna be in a sword fight, you get it? And yeah, man was just mocking him, innit? Like, yo, boss, yo, come here. He's a baby, innit? It's that kind of vibe, innit?
Yes.
And it didn't go more than that. It took 2 laps and then my cold D was in my ears, Nolan was in my ears. Nolan was on some stuff like, he wants to talk about the case, because we was on separate spurs, yeah? And I said, listen, that dickhead, yeah, pattern up in it. And he went and told my man to keep it moving, and my man moved off the wing and went to another wing. Right. That's it. And then I didn't see him again or hear from him again until, that's 2002, yeah, 2-1. I didn't hear from Del P again until 2000 and, when did I come out? I came out 2019. 219 after my book came out, he contacted me again via this chick, and basically, you know, he was like, yeah. No, what am I talking about? I didn't hear from him again until 2012 after the play came out, and he wrote to me and he was like, I'm so proud of you, you're one of us, read about your play, blah blah blah. Then he was like, I don't really like you very much, but could you help me get my book published? And I remember writing him back and I was like, yo, big man, you need to go learn some people skills, and just kept it moving. And I didn't hear from him again until 2019 when the book came out. Same thing, he popped up in my DMs via this chick who's running his platform, and he wants a cut of the pie and what's going on. I'm like, what's wrong with this madman? What pie? What are you talking about, bro? Yeah, we can all eat and yeah, just talking a lot of nonsense. I just tried to do one, and they was like, made little threats that they would, you know, tarnish my name and whoa, yeah, whatever, keep moving. And I didn't hear from him again until after the next book come out. When I put out book 2, he popped up again. Motherfucker was stalking me, do you get it? But I'll say this, innit? Del P is one of the man them. Do you get it? Definitely one of the man them. And it's only since his death I kind of reflected on why he felt, how he felt, and where that hatred come from. And I can see where it came from, because first and foremost, when we come from jail 92, January 93, and we formed up this GB thing, he got pushed to the curb. Because remember, all those youngers, whether it was Tariq, GB, Shifty, Del P, Sparks, they're together on a daily. When we come on the road, I promoted Sparks. Sparks is now with me on a daily. So we might see some of the other youngers on a daily, do you get it? So their team ain't what it is no more in terms of their day-to-day team. Yeah? Tariq ended up going to Lee Road, partying with the Lee Road man them. Shifty was about whatever, being in and out of jail, whatever. And Del P ended up in Woolwich. Do you get it? But it was like that for a reason, because they didn't make the cut, they didn't make the grade. Do you get it? Because everyone's talking about this GB thing, so I'm just gonna lay it down straight. Those guys, why they're good guys, as far as in that gang world, that gangster world, they didn't make the cut. Do you get it? They wasn't cut from the right cloth. Where Sparks was cut from the right cloth. Do you get it? But I get to understand that Del P would have had some resentment for that. Plus, on top of that, I did violate his dad back in the day. Everybody knows that. He might have been pissed about that as well. And there was 1 or 2 other little incidents, yeah. But I don't hold that against him. It is what it is. He's a GB soldier still, do you get it? But don't ever get it twisted and feel like he's ever like even raised his voice in anger in my presence. Back then, it definitely didn't happen. And yeah, he's not that stupid. Or he wasn't that stupid. Back then. But at the same time, let the man rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace to Del P, shut up.
Yeah, rest in peace.
And what about other people that got in touch after the second book then? What about the whole Dutch thing? And obviously there's a lot of allegations in the book. And did Dutch's camp get in touch with you, try and get the book taken down or anything like this? Was there any pressure put on you?
No, it's wrote on my page. Do you know what happened, yeah? So you had the big ego situation, yeah? So he took it down. Then you had Made You Think, Alan, yeah? And this is why I don't fuck with them to this day. Do you get it? Alan posts up the documentary promo, the 1 minute one. with the X on Dutch's face. And man them got onto him and he took it down after, I don't know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or whatever. When I heard, I've got it in via email, I'm like, yo, big man, what the fuck you doing, do you get it? And he's come back to me saying, boy, man's getting onto him. Do you get it? It's more hassle than it's worth. So I'm saying to this Alan guy, this Made You Think guy, the guy who runs the show, fuck them niggas, innit? And you got a sister, and you got a mum, and you got a daughter, and you got aunties. Huh? And he was like, I got this in writing. If man wants to deny it, I will just post it in an email. Do you get it? He come back and he's just saying, boy, it's too much trouble and woo. I'll post your audio book. Yeah? I'll post your audio book, but I'm not gonna post a documentary promo. And I told him to go fuck himself. Do you get it? I said, bruv, if you're gonna defend that dirty little nonce, that's what I said to him. And if you're gonna hide for him and cover for him, and you're gonna stop me basically speaking my truth and putting my niggas' truth out there, I don't wanna fuck with you. I don't care how big your platform is. So you won't be posting my audio book. And I've told him that in writing, in a response to his email.
And so, had Fox told you about the whole situation with
Yeah, big up Tiny in his book, innit?
Not the whole situation, but bits and pieces. I don't want to go into too much and incriminate myself still. Do you get it? 'Cause, you know, when you're in Bing, you're not supposed to have certain things. Do you get it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I knew.
You've been told one or two things, some dodgy behaviour, and you know, obviously the incident that I referred to that I don't need to go into again in the audio book too. But obviously, so people getting at people who are trying to help you, platforms get. But did anyone ever get in touch with you directly and try and pressure you and try and tell you, look, this book needs to be taken down or anything like this, and nothing like that?
But that particular
yeah.
What you trying from that old Dutch thing?
Yeah. No. And obviously the response that you got in general and stuff, the amount of listeners and the amount of hits, and were you happy with it?
Yeah. Yeah, do you know what? It done well. It was selling a lot of books. Like, it was pandemic. Books were moving like hotcakes, bro.
I bought it, so shout out, and I was more than happy with it.
Yeah, this book was moving. And I remember, it's the same kind of drama with these vlogs. London Street Legends. Is it London Street Legends?
Yeah.
They had it up, yeah? After big drama, but they had it up. But then they posted the LP's thing. So now I'm getting all the feedback in it, yeah. They posted the LP thing. Boom, you've got like, I don't know what it was, 15,000 views, the LP's got 8. It was like some W, do you get it? And that's what pissed me off, that big ego guy. He goes, this is like WWF. So he knew what he was doing. That's a whole other story. Get back to this London Street Legends. I'm there fuming, pacing the cell. I said, nah, they gotta take this down. Fuck that. But we're having a meeting. The team's like, yo, if they take it down, you're gonna lose sales. This is what's making it jump off. You're getting mad sales. I was like, fuck the money. Take it down. Do you get it? They didn't want to take it down. Yeah?
Should have left it up still.
In hindsight, I could rewind the clock, I would have just left it, do you get it?
Yeah, you were locked in a box stewing though without fucking clarity.
Huh?
You were locked in the cell without the clarity to think properly.
Yeah, I made a bad decision because it was, trust me, a lot of books are going. This is like ping, 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 ping. Books are moving off, do you get it? So I told them to take it down. They didn't want to take it down, so I had to threaten them with legal advice. And then there was some other little paths, and they took it down in the end, yeah? And then Lewisham Legends, I told them to take it down as well. And the reason why I told Lewisham Legends to take it down was because previous, let me just give you a quick story so you need to understand what was going on with these vlogs, yeah? When Lewisham Legends had no followers, and they weren't following no one, they came to me, because my book had just been published 2019. And they said, can we like put your book out there on our page, and but their profile picture was a picture of Sparks. Do you get it? So I said, take it down. Why are you using Sparks' picture? Yeah, so understand this, innit? This is someone who's trying to basically piggyback off the back of my book that's just been published and the OG beating. Do you get it? That's why you put Sparks' picture there. That's why you come to me. Do you get it? And they came back to me about 20 minutes later, and they might have had 2 or 4 followers, and they had a picture of Trevor up. And I said to Lucian Legends, take it down. My man's going for his appeal, take down his photo, innit? So they put someone else's photo up anyway, whatever. They started to move. But then they started to message me saying like, everybody thinks we're you. So a lot of people thought that I was running this Lucian Legends thing from early, and I wasn't even running it. Do you get it? So anyway, I made them take down my shit off their page, the book, my photo. Yeah? Got kind of hot-headed with them a couple times as well. Alright, cool. But when I went jail, what they've done is they've gone into my page, because my page has been opened. Yeah? Took my photo off my page and put it back up on their thing. I don't know this, I'm in jail, innit? When I come out of jail, I've looked, my pictures on Lucian Legends, and a bag of comments. Do you get it? So I'm like, yo, pussy, what's all this? Take down my thing. Again, legal letter, yes. And they have to take it down. Do you get it? And that's why I make them take it down, because...
Yeah, so some of these pages move funny in all this social media thing, isn't it? It's
bro,
a different world to what you used to.
Bro, they move funny, bro. They're fucking culture vultures, bro. Do you get it? Trying to profit off the man them, do you get it? Do you know like that? Listen, these platforms are jokers. They don't even know the game. They don't even know what they're talking about. Look at Lucian Legends. They've got on there a guy called Barry White from Evergreen Lane. They said he's a legend. If you know, you know. If they knew Barry White was licked down by a man, I'm not going to say who, licked down by a man because he was a registered informer. Do you get it? Big case. Yeah? Front page, all you got to do is Google him. South London Press, front page, police take out police informer from Belmarsh and take him to drugs house. They took Barry White from Belmarsh, took him to a drugs house to get crack. Then took him to his girl's house so he could fuck her, and then brought him back to the prison. So when he got killed, it was a big thing. The officers got suspended.
No.
Do you get it? I even got nicked with a machine. Yeah? I even got nicked with a machine in a car, bro. And Barry White died, maybe 4 or 5 days later. He's dead. I'm on a machine charge. Yes, Barry White's machine. Yeah, my uncle, tell them. Yeah, we borrowed the car, boom, Barry White had the machine, the nephew got nicked. Barry White came around the house, said, I'm so sorry, I left the machine in the car. Your nephew got nicked. I'm like, call Barry White's handlers. Yeah, that's what I'm telling the lawyers, get in contact with Barry White's handlers, yeah? 'Cause I want to know what's going on. Why has he got guns, leaving the guns in cars, and now I'm getting nicked? When I got to court, they went, go home.
Shut up, it worked, like that's sick.
Do you get it? But here what it is. Informer, do you get it? 100% informer, registered, no long thing. Not everybody, it's but these platforms don't know this. And they got loads of guys on their platforms like that.
Yeah, they need to do a bit of research before they fucking put something out.
Bro, they're just caught up in the hype, bro.
Just attention thing.
Attention, bro, but why hiding? And what I say to all of them is, don't get hiding in your face, I don't want to chat to you.
But I think, like you said, with the re-releasing the second book with your own audio, I think that would be a great plan, and I think there's no time like the present. I think with your stuff starting to pop off now in a big way, catch some momentum, I think it would garner more interest than the first time it came out, especially with you able to push it. I know obviously you had a team, but with you able to push it yourself, there's no one better than yourself, is there, to push your own stuff. And I look forward to seeing the response and how far that gets out there in the future. And so talk to me about your plans though for the future, and future books. You mentioned the film stuff. You've been writing some scripts, any TV stuff, music stuff. I know you've got a hand in the music game as well. Talk to me about all your future plans then.
Yeah, well, obviously the long-term goal is always, and short-term goal is to make feature films of substance, to get story and character up onto the big screen. So yeah, my plan is to shoot a feature film pilot. That's within the next couple months. We've got a 10k budget. That's for a film called, initially called Blowback, but it's now called Osman. Obviously I've got Audiobook 3 coming out. I signed an exclusive deal for my life story / documentary in November. That's with a woman called Angelique who works at Sky. I'm not sure it's going to actually be at Sky now, or be produced by Sky. However, we've got that bubbling. The paperback, hardback, auto bio. The publishers have said, yep, they're good to go. Takes 3 months. So yeah, we got that. We got that on the back burner. And obviously we also got Star Music Limited, which is a new management / record label. Always looking for artists, talented artists. So yeah, we're just pushing, bro. We're just working hard, man. It's all about the work rate, bro.
Of course, that's what it's about. You sound obviously, I know you're on the right path, and I look forward to seeing all the stuff and all your future successes. As you like to say, obviously there you're always looking for artists. And so from where we're filming today, about a couple of weeks ago you ended up putting out a podcast with Sean Atwood. And so guys, again, I'd highly recommend you watch that as well. Great interview. Shout out to Sean as well.
Shout out to Sean Atwood.
Link will be in the description. Obviously that's starting to gain some momentum and get some views, and talk to me about your response from that then. Positive and negative, what's off the back of that?
Most of it's positive. There's a lot of positive. For example, strangers have been messaging me on YouTube and Instagram. Celebrities, for example, a few days ago I got a message from Wiley. And I didn't believe it. I was like, if this is you, send me a voice note. Did you get it?
Shout out the Godfather.
Shout out the Godfather. And he sent a couple of voice notes, and in the second voice note, he's really excited when he's telling me about, yeah, when you was in Stonebridge in the yard and you come down. Yeah, I was like, okay. So yeah, there's a lot of positive support out there, but you also get negative. I'm sure everybody's seen Dutch's teams. His PR team have just gone crazy, Team Dutch, due to me giving my opinion that I believe that he knew that Fox's niece was underage before he started tampering with her.
And so guys, before we go any further, make sure you subscribe to Tiny Carlon's YouTube channel, and make sure you're following him on Insta. Links will both be in the description, because you don't know what things might be coming out on his channels down the line. I'm sure there's going to be an in-depth explanation to any situations, and maybe more revelations coming out through certain voices or certain other things. There's certainly going to be lots of exciting stuff on there in the future. So it's going to be a madness. Like I said, really looking forward to everything that you've got going on in the future. Hopefully we're going to have lots of stuff going on together in the future as well. And are there any other topics that you feel like we haven't covered, or you feel like you want to address?
I just feel like the youths, a lot of them watch me, innit, yeah? More than I knew. And a lot of them are paying attention, more than I knew, but from the messages that I'm getting. And therefore watch these situations, and don't watch him, they need to watch how I handle the situation first and foremost. But they need to also understand and look at what's really going on in terms of decision making, because look at the last 2 weeks and look at what's really going on. We got IPO got killed, RIP, right? So Ipo's been killed, yeah? And then you got Dutch losing his mind completely and sending a message to Asco saying your boy got blammed, i.e. your boy got touched. I've never heard something so crazy. Who does that? Do you get it? Yeah? And then that runs side by side with Marvin, and I'm calling his name now, yeah? And Team Dutch posting up R.I.P. Fox the other day, yeah? When that same PR team with Marvin badding up Fox's kids, disrespecting Fox's kids, yeah? Because he's not here, when they couldn't even breathe when Fox was here. Do you get it? So you ain't got no relationship with the family. You're disrespecting the family. Even on the voice notes, he disrespects the family. You've heard them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've got to sit there and watch you posting up their thing, knowing that his management team. This is what the kids know. Knowing that the management team had something to do with their father's death, because that's what they believe. I've spoke to them, Kai, and that's what you believe, the PR team. Because I've got that. Yeah, you told me that. So why are you torturing Fox's kids and tormenting them? But it's that same behaviour. Why are you sending a message to Asco? You're a scumbag. Because no one wishes death on no one, right? And we definitely don't rejoice in a man's death either. Worse is not even a man you really... Do you get it? And that's what a man needs to realise. That's the kind of human being you're dealing with. I don't deal with human beings like that, bro. Do you get it? In my whole life, yeah, all day, innit? Yeah, quickly. This is 2022, bro. Spotlight, do you get it? I don't deal with people like that who can't articulate a sentence or can't even say a sentence without effing and blinding. Spitting on the net and shouting and screaming and making threats and then, trying to create scenarios. I ain't got time for that. I work too hard. Cool. Do you get it? So I just want the youth them to watch these scenarios and watch how these guys are moving and know, move different. Do you get it? It's all a lie. Do you get it? That's what I want. I just want the youth them to know the game's a lie. Don't follow these new Instagram social media bad boys. Do you get it? That are talking wicked in one hand and the next hand they're like, yo, if I get touched, boy, then you know where it is. Yeah, that's all long. Do you understand? That's lay. Do you get it? Whereas, because you heard that, didn't you? And I'm just like, bro, first and foremost, you cannot, and another thing, do not listen to my books, my audio books, or my stories online and feel that's me now. That's not me now. Do you get it? That's me 20 years ago. I'm just giving you the story now. We've evolved since then. We've grown since then. We're doing different stuff. Do you understand where I'm coming from? I think a lot of people get caught up in, that's him now. Yeah, so big up all the man them, big up all the youth them, big up all the man them in Bing. Yeah? You know the thing. Study hard, train hard. Yeah, and learn how to fucking cook.
Well, yeah, like I said, absolute blessing for the opportunity.
R.I.P. Sparks, R.I.P. Fox, Duffus, R.I.P. I'm gonna big up Penny, Bad Boy. I'm gonna big up little Andy. Yeah, legends. Big up, Uvu, R.I.P. How you mean?
100%.
Yeah, come on, man.
R.I.P. all the fallen soldiers out there. And so on the social media thing, let's remind people, like I said, they'll all be in the description. But the YouTube Game Changing Moment, Instagram GCM Ent, website GCM Ent group, is it them?
Group, yes, group.
.com.
That's right.
So guys, like I said, everything will be in the description. Go over, check that out. Go and support the books, Look out for obviously the new books coming out down the line, and get onto his YouTube because he's got some real good content over the last few months, and obviously lots more coming in the future. Some gory prison stories that he hasn't even spoken about on here, some exclusive stuff that you'll see on his channel. And like I said, lots more to come with me and him together in the future. So enough respect for the opportunity. And any other shout outs you want to do to your team, your internal team, and people that are helping you now to achieve your goals?
Yeah, man, just team success, bro. And all the Star Music family, just keep pushing, keep working. That's all it's about, work rate, man. We're just working hard and we'll see where it takes us.
And guys, anyone who wants to get in touch with Tiny, jump onto the website, jump onto the Instagram and throw him a message. You know? So guys, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm sure you have. This has been an epic one. Must be nearly 4 hours now by then, and thank you very much.
You're welcome.